It's time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode.
Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah, you're going to be crying after this episode because we've got none other than Mikey Sutton here. Let me pull him over here.
Holy crap, you got a haircut.
Yay! Well, I got some shocking news to report, Gary. Some shocking news.
Oh, well, before we do, I want to introduce everybody. Of course, my other partner in crime is Keith Moncrief, who's
Wait for weapon.
Mrs. Not Jerry, that's the wife. Fat Steven Seagal. And here, I'll do it with this. Let's do it this way. There we go. Fat Steven, of course, is doing Judgy Keith.
It fooled me.
And the only other cool black dude that we know.
Mikey's bad influence
is here. My buddy Deleted Scene is here. Dork Knightley has made an appearance. Look at you, all pretty and
Did
shit.
you get a haircut?
The Dork Knight returns. Yeah, I did. I shaved.
You
also
shaved 20 years off, dude.
Did you manscape? It's important.
You need anyone to...
Once you return and that
we
rises.
need to know that you're sitting comfortably.
only if Manscaped
today
is a sponsor.
Is the return of White Keith,
Hello.
our good friend from Decon TV.
Would you be uncomfortable if I asked you to
I'm
call?
so happy you're here, buddy. I
I
really
am too. It's been too long, and I miss you guys.
Ditto. And of course, the show is being managed and directed by our good friend Kyle, also known to you all as Zax. So before we get going, I do want to hit some
Dishes?
chat. No, that's not me. Who is that? Which one of you motherfuckers washing dishes while on the show?
Why
Actually,
aren't you making me a sandwich?
I was taking a piss, actually. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You need to get something checked, my friend.
It's my fault. That's my fault.
Those are some weird kidney stones.
Socks Bulletin is here. What's up, Socks? Deleted Scene is in the show,
Hi,
so I'm not
Socks.
going to mention him. Das Wolfen is here. Hello, Das Wolfen. Would you like to touch my monkey?
Wolfen.
He's touching
Oh,
my
God,
monkey.
here comes the Scheisse films.
Let's see. CJ Swordpunk is here. Of course,
Yes.
Kyle is our director, production manager. Geek Time, Das Wolfen. Who else is here? Come on, there's got to be somebody else here.
Socks? Oh, yeah, we already said hello.
Oh, Monkey Jeebus is here. There's Monkey Jeebus. And Zacharato's here. And that is what we have so far. So, hey, guys. Oh, and the wife is on there. So there you
Yes,
go.
I'm here too.
She's everywhere, man.
Yes,
And
I
ladies
am.
and gentlemen, of course, our good friend, Mikey Sutton is here. And he brought along, oh, my God, there's two sills on the screen right now. This is ridiculous.
Wow. Do I laugh
Well,
that much?
it's a
Oh, wow.
multiverse variant, actually, is what it
It's a
is.
variant.
Yes, speaking of multiverse variants, the trailer dropped today for Star Trek Picard 2.
what?
And I'm serious. It was like a Roman vomitorium in here earlier when we watched the trailer. There was so much throwing up.
Shit, I haven't seen it yet.
Let's just put this. Let's just say it takes place in 2024. Q quotes "The Road Not Taken." The Borg Queen is in there.
God,
Hey,
no.
and Q
literally
is
the
White
best.
Morpheus, according to Fat Steven.
Yeah, he is now Qpheus. He gives a blue pill to Brent Spiner. We have a Battlestar Galactica Matrix scene with a blonde in a red dress, not using the crosswalk appropriately. God damn you. And Guinan, who is slowly turning into a California raisin,
Try
is
to do the
saying things
opposite of
about
this guy.
stars and shit.
Exactly. It's really not good. Visually, it looks stunning, but once again, you're hit by that lack of passion about science fiction. You have a bunch of people who know nothing about sci-fi writing sci-fi.
Worse, they know nothing about Star Trek, and they're stewarding Star Trek.
I would forgive them if they at least had sci-fi writers that wrote good sci-fi.
You know, this is the best Star Trek that George Cheeks could give us.
I thought you said George Lucas. I was like, all right, I'll take that.
No,
It is Star Wars. Prodigy is not Star Trek. None of them are Star Trek.
None of it's Star Trek. None of them are.
It's all a clone of Star Wars.
There we go.
Damn, Guinan's looking old.
There you go. This sums it up right here. This is right here. This is Brent's face right now. This sums up Star Trek right now. I farted.
no, wow.
Weird.
I want to welcome Danzig to the chat, and it's Squeaker
What's up,
Mouse is
Dan?
here. What's up, Squeaker? How are you, hon?
Is that the Borg Queen?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's the Dollar Tree Boar Queen.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is clearly not. What's her name? Allison Krieg.
No.
I've
She
been a
got her
fan
eye
of
made.
No,
Allison.
that's
She's
not
not
Alice
Monster
Krieg.
either.
I've been a fan of Allison Krieg since she was in that movie Ghost Story.
Oh, hell yeah.
That
Oh,
she
yeah.
freaked me
Who-
out.
who
She was
wa-
so
who
gorgeous.
was
and
it?
Harry, I saw that movie. My stepdad took me to see that when it came out, and it scared the piss out.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just got
Schreiber's a
caught
good
up.
writer.
I just watched the trailer.
So, but let's
Mm-hmm.
get to the show. We've shit on Star Trek Picard already now.
Oh, we can never shit enough on Star Trek.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, but
Sheer fucking hubris.
Ludicrous
Yeah, I know.
speed up the ass.
we have a porn bot. Thank you for joining us, porn bot.
I love your
Yeah.
site.
Doing great. I'm up in your chat. Woo! There you go. There you go. So, suffice to say, our guest today is none other than Mikey Sutton. And Mikey Sutton is the Scoop Master General, as I refer to him. He refers to Keith and I as Lethal Weapon. But
Or
remember,
alibis.
I'm Murtaugh. Keith is Riggs.
What a twist.
So you're saying you're too old for this shit.
I am too old. I'm older than all you fuckers.
I thought he was saying he secretly wanted to be black.
You know, now with Sil and I in the room, we can officially make that happen for you.
Right.
I did the Benjamin Button thing. I think I lost 20 years since I was here last.
I see
I think that was
Celia
a
in the
tear.
chat. Shout out to Celia. She watches my channel, so she's tagging along today. Shout out to you.
Hello, Celia.
Hi,
From
Celia.
Hispania, all the way. Spain.
Hey, Zach, go ahead and take over the chat, man. You can go ahead and start putting them up there. But I'm glad to have you on here, Mikey. I was sad when you couldn't
Yeah.
make it last time.
He was
And we had to bump this. But I was, even though we bumped it by 2 hours, which I don't like doing because we're cutting into the other shows schedules, and it
Okay.
can often hurt our viewership, which is why I chose 2 o'clock. But now Tom, I love Tom. You know, he's one of my closest friends. But that fucker has a show that drags into our two o'clock hour, and I'm like, God damn it! I'm trying to get away from you fuckers so we can have our own viewers.
And there he
You're
is.
chasing your tail with that, Gary.
There's Tom. Tom, join the show if you want. The link is in our private chat. So
You know, I just want to say that I am very proud to be with such a woke and diverse group today.
Wait, question: is he mistaking us for the new M&Ms?
Oh God,
We're uber woke because you got 2 brothers on the show with you.
I know.
Okay, that puts
We're
us,
legit
that puts
now.
us on a higher status now.
oh, Sherry,
We
is
got
here.
more
Hi,
points. See, we got more check marks
That's right.
now.
That's right.
We also
Yeah,
lost 2
yeah.
greats today.
I'm really sorry, guys, but I stole your format. I had to get a black guy with me too, so you know.
Here, Mikey, you remember everyone said call it a lethal weapon. Mikey was like, no, that's Keith and Jerry. No way.
Yeah, exactly. No, Sim and I are Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. Actually, we're 48 hours.
Yeah,
So.
I like that. Or you also have another great, which is I Spy.
There you go. We're talking to Winter Soldier.
I like that 48 hours. Yeah, we're gonna play with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another 48
Well,
hours.
We're doing the
Call a
Bias
doctor if
Brothers.
it lasts more than 48 hours.
Stop calling me Gary Busey.
You know, I was gonna say that I changed my name to Fire Spray, but somebody beat me to it. So.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
So just
My
go by
name is-
Slave One.
I'm Slave 2.
I put Fire Spray 1, Mikey, so you can actually be Fire Spray.
I thought Fire
AF
Spray was
Watcher
Boba's
in the
sex
chat.
move.
What's up with your
Did
AF
they
Watcher?
forget that Boba Fett was once a slave? Did they forget that?
Oh,
They did.
by the way, Doomcock said the new episode is getting better.
Yep.
Really?
And I have not watched today's episode.
Yeah, it's actually a good episode. It was.
We're talking about
Did
Boba
they-
Fett?
Here's my
What we talking about?
surprise face.
I still have some issues with it, but we'll go into that.
Mikey, can I-
well, are we going
Mikey,
to talk
can I-
about it or?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the show. And
May I ask Mikey a question related to that?
yeah,
Mikey, my question is: you said yes, something's wrong with it. Is one of them the fact that he thought his armor grew legs and walked right back down there? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hey man, you got to give him some grace. There's no way he
He
remembers.
came
getting
out
robbed.
of it wearing it.
Yeah, but he doesn't
doesn't-
remember that. He doesn't remember that. And he established that it had been years, and he was melted by acid. He was food deprived. He was out in this. I can actually that is the least of my complaints is the fact he forgot.
I'm sorry. Let me go get on. I'm sorry. I should refer to the Jetsons.
Hey, can we-
yeah. I always refer to that scene when he came out of the sand as his rebirth. That he was changed from his experience. No, they shot it that way. It was an exact replication of Raising Arizona, the way they did it in that.
I thought it was Jim Carrey coming out of the rhino's ass from Angus Ventura too.
Now that's
Oh my
different,
gosh.
totally different look and feel, but that's
You can't
I'm
unsee
serious.
that.
There's
No.
only 2 scenes in movies that ever made me laugh so hard I blacked out. Number 1 is the piss scene in Me, Myself, and Irene. And number 2 is him coming out of that fucking rhino. Dumb movie. I hate that fucking movie. But that scene, I fell off a sofa and I couldn't see. I was like, I thought, I'm going to fucking die laughing.
What about this, Gary? Price check on Vagisil. We have
That
some
was
extra
funny.
cream in the taco.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you right now, all of his shit was funny to me, but those 2 scenes are the funniest things I've ever seen in a film ever.
And I can relate to that piss scene. It's happened to me before.
Ditto.
It's like, what-
Every guy should know that feeling of
Rhino.
female male juices mixed together, crystallizing on the end of your head.
Should
You
they?
gotta pee, and it's like a crazy sprinkler going everywhere.
I cannot unsee this now, unfortunately.
Good night, everybody.
That was the show. Good night.
I'm very scarred right now.
I just want to tell my parents,
Yes.
I'll see you later.
Oh, hey,
See you
mom.
later. Done, Mom. And they thought I was so nice today on the phone.
Welcome to the best progressive news show on earth.
Hell yeah.
I wonder if I have any subs left. Thank you.
Yeah. Even Dorkman
I don't
saying
think we
hi,
do.
Mom.
Oh yeah, no, PJ.
Oh, your mom is here.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit. Oh shit. Yep, there's your mom.
Yeah. Hey, mom.
Hi,
Oh,
Dorkman,
for real?
Mom.
I apologize in advance for all the vulgarity. I know you're gonna.
We bribed him with
Hey.
cupcakes.
I want you to remember something, that even when we're vulgar, we use those words properly in a sentence.
Yes, we say thank you after every F off.
I am Boba Fett.
Well,
I
I gotta
am
tell you,
carrying
Monkey Jeebus is kind of right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Tamura is at that age now where he's become barrel chested.
Yeah.
Well, he's like Boba Fett.
And
It was like
so,
it was.
Get him some of those Marvel trainers.
It wasn't
you know?
okay. Let's go back to episode 3. It literally looked like the old man Haynes commercial being tossed by a Wookiee.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's just non-threatening. That's part of the problem. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
he's
about
supposed to
that
be
too as well.
this
And
galactic
Fruit
badass,
of the-
but I don't find him threatening.
He,
at all.
he
Fruit-
takes his
he
helmet
has-
off way too much.
Yeah,
He has no.
exactly.
Oh man, I
He
hate
has
it.
no Western swagger like he did in the original character who played him.
Yeah,
There's
and,
no swagger.
one of the mistakes the show has made so far is keeping him out of the helmet.
Oh, it's
because
horrible.
Whenever I see him, I don't see Boba Fett. I see old bald man. Is what I see.
I
Yeah.
see the guy that made out with Pamela Anderson in Barbed Wire. That's what I see.
Oh wow! I see Aquaman's dad. What do y'all see?
I am betting that somewhere that's in the contract is that Tamura
probably
gets to have
is,
his
yeah.
helmet off.
I've
He
heard
looked.
I've heard that he actually agrees that he's being seen too much.
Yeah.
And,
Okay,
That's good.
And that he
He-
talks too much.
He looks like
Yeah.
a sunbird Bob Chapek. Let's get it right.
That's because he cashed his check already. That's why.
well, you know,
Hey, Lord Thoth is here. Lord Thoth, what is up, man?
every time he's walking around with his helmet off, I keep thinking, this show should be called Book of Boomer Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah.
Well, he did establish in episode 4 that it's been years, so it's at least 4 or 5
Well, it's
years.
been years since he came out of the Sarlacc.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah.
Is that like a new thing, like coming out of the closet?
Yes.
No,
Feels like
it wasn't
it really
years
feels
in
like
the
it.
Sarlacc because that's humanly
Oh.
impossible. But
Because he's getting tossed every episode. I swear.
I think that my
Phrasing.
one pet peeve with
Yeah, I
the
just got out of the
series
Sarlacc, man.
is the excessive use of flashbacks. It's worse than Family Guy with the flashbacks.
Well, no,
It's so bad.
Hey, Gary, it's basically Arrow. You know, I spent 5 years in hell.
So I can't remember if it was
Right,
Force of
literally.
Light or Salty Nerd, but somebody made a comment that in a recent podcast that if they'd have done all the flashbacks as like chapters 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah,
they felt
all
like
of it.
they
Get it done.
they felt like
Yes.
they would have liked that better. I don't. It doesn't bother me so much because I get other people's point of view where they feel like it's disjointed. But I mean, as a Gen Xer and a fan of Quentin Tarantino, just doesn't really.
Well, that's a great
doesn't bother me.
qualifier. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
and
qualifier right
as
there.
much
I
as
think
I
the
enjoy
flashbacks are the least of the problems.
Tarantino,
Yeah,
the
right.
problem with Tarantino is in his snappy writing, he forgets to make his characters significantly identifiable through their dialogue. So all of the dialogue, like in Pulp Fiction, is interchangeable. Anybody can be saying it. But he's still, I like Quentin Tarantino, even though he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with the second act of the story.
So it's like a general guy.
Let's have a great opening, and they were just going to meander all over the fucking place in Act 2.
Don't forget the close-ups of the feet.
Go into Act 3 with some narration to bring us back.
You know,
As a
when
general
your
guy,
flashbacks are so bad that the writers of Arrow go, "That's a lot of flashbacks."
Well,
You know
that's bad. That's bad. They can say that, right?
They haven't gotten to Arrow status yet. Come on, man. That's
When
like,
the flashbacks are having flashbacks.
The flashbacks are jarring, right? As a general Star Wars guy, Star Trek, all this stuff, it's jarring to me. As a general, I wasn't gonna say as a black guy, but I can't say that because
I can, as a black guy, they have a lot of
I feel like they insert.
that's a little
Go ahead.
jarring. These
Go ahead, Black dude.
flashbacks.
Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
I just feel like they insert those flashbacks to break up the monotony of these poorly, slowly paced,
But it's
just
literally taking me out of the
dull
show.
scenes with
Again,
nothing happening.
I
I am
read the novels,
actually-
right. I don't know the legends and all this stuff. I'm just like, yo, give me like Mandalorian. Oh, you're not giving me that. Oh man.
Yeah. Even the backgrounds and the sets just reads more like it reminds me more of Power Rangers than it does Star Wars.
Super
Dang,
chat.
Oh, we have a super chat. Hey, Valiant Renegade, what is up, man? $10.
man.
Oh, a nerd convention, so I'm here. Yeah, you're here.
In the right place.
You know,
You're a
Valiant
fucking
Renegade,
nerd. You know
one of the few people that can just he's authority from the moment that he just speaks. You know,
Yep. Now, because he did this, I'm going to show a new video. So, what new videos do I have this week for thanking?
Oh my God, Jim
Oh,
Carrey. I can't.
here's one of my favorites. Here's one of my favorites.
We've all become God's madmen. All of us.
Thank you. That is one of the best lines from the book, and they actually put it in the film. I like that.
Hey, nobody's even. You guys mentioned my haircut and my shave. Did you notice?
I did.
I got a new setup. Did you notice my new setup? I got all fancy with one of these things now, and
Yeah.
move to a different
Goes up and
room.
down.
Yeah, it
Let's
does.
check
It's
this out.
crazy. It's
Look
like
at that. Look at
changing
that.
my life.
I'm underwhelmed. I'm not excited by this at all. Thanks, dude.
Peacemaker.
That's 2 minutes we can't get back.
Sorry.
All right, let's get into this because there's shit going on over at Warner Brothers. And
Great segue.
we
Great segue.
really need to talk about because look, there's shit going down in every major studio right now. Shit going down. We're talking red wedding quality shit. People are being not literally, but figuratively murdered.
As long
in
as you
their
tell me
career.
Kathleen Kennedy's one of them, I don't care.
I don't think
Look-
she's one of them.
Damn.
No, Kathleen Kennedy got her new contract, but you notice that they didn't say what that contract entails.
Getting
Starbucks.
coffee for Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. Look, they've got to hobble her because she's destroying a brand. And that brand cost them $4.4 billion.
Yeah, but they've already made that back in spades.
Well, you say that.
You'd think so.
And you forget that billions have been spent. So they're at a loss right now.
Okay.
They're at a $60 billion loss from what I read.
The park for
Jesus.
one thing.
So the parks, all that's lumped in together because they did get their stock
all-
downgraded from like
all
200 to
lumped in.
$100 a share.
It's
Or something
Star
like that.
Wars, Lucasfilm, it is lumped in. So
Okay.
they have absolutely taken a hit with Star Wars thanks to Kathleen Kennedy and her really, really bad ideas.
Yeah, now look.
Oh, you mean it's not the Omicron fault?
Yeah, you look at the Boba Fett.
Spider-Man, No Way Home proves the Omicron theory.
Dude,
is,
did you
is a
guys
failure.
see? I'm not digging the new cast Saturday Night Live, but did you see the cold open of the last Saturday Night Live where the guy that plays Biden was like, "Stop seeing Spider-Man"? It's like the whole thing was just stop seeing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
No,
it's
you guys didn't see
anything
that?
that breaks up the narrative, man. Anything that breaks up the narrative.
Sorry.
So let's get into it, Mikey. What is going on at Warner Brothers?
Complete and utter chaos. He thought Lucasfilm was bad, right? I think the main issue I have with Kathleen Kennedy is not that she's destroying Star Wars, is she's allowing other people to destroy Star Wars. Ryan Johnson, for instance, and really her lack of managerial control and creative vision is what's killing Lucasfilm. You look at Indiana Jones coming up, and do I really want to see the Indiana Jones film? I mean, I was watching Book of Boba Fett last night, and the last episode,
Hey, baby.
made me realize everything I like and didn't like about the show. And I've come to the conclusion, Gary, I don't think the show should have even existed. I don't think there's any reason for it other than to capitalize on the Mandalorian. But here's the problem with the Book of Boba Fett. You can't make it like a Mandalorian. It'll be like, well, why? Then it's too much to do. People will complain it's a rip off of Mandalorian, when in fact Mandalorian is
I would take that right now.
And
I know.
Yeah.
Am I the only person that still has hope for this show? Is everybody else on
no,
the
I
hate
do.
train?
I'm looking forward to seeing today's episode. 'Cause
Yeah,
Doom
the
Cock
last
said it's
one.
good.
Yeah, I do like the show. Don't get me wrong. I do like the show. I just don't think it's great, but I do. It's
Okay.
comfort food for me. Being a Star Wars fan, but I don't think it should have. I believe they should have had a show with Ming-Na Wen's character instead.
I like that character. Yeah,
Dude,
I
yeah,
do
no,
like
that,
Fennec
right?
Shine, she's good. She's good.
It's good,
Yeah.
and she just really kicked ass every episode.
But I love
the
her in
fact-
everything she's in, even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So.
Oh yeah, she's
Yes.
great in there.
She was my
that's
favorite
probably
part
why I
of it.
like her.
Yeah.
Hello, Valiant. Thank you so much. So the problem I have with this show, I think everybody has the same problem, is that when you saw Boba Fett take over Jabba the Hutt's throne, right? You're thinking his show is going to be Scarface. You weren't
Boss.
expecting,
Or The
you weren't expecting-
Sopranos in Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Not A Man Called Horse or Dances with Wolves or Dances with Dantos. You know what I
There's,
mean?
Like a
Dances with
Babylon.
there's a visual
Tusken Raiders.
motif used in it that is straight from Lawrence of Arabia.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Mark Bernardin was saying that the train scene. He said that was
Yeah,
straight
the
out
train
of
scene
Lawrence.
is stolen straight from. It's an
Okay.
homage, not stolen. Homage.
An
Yeah.
homage.
There's some great stuff in the show. I mean, I just feel that it hasn't reached the level it should have. Maybe he will in the next 2 episodes. Who knows?
Well, this is what I say to Kathleen Kennedy about a lot of it.
Well, whatever helps you sleep at night, bitch.
God dang. They've been saying it for a couple episodes, Mikey. It's gonna ramp up like episode 2, episode 3.
Well, Mandalorian is in the next episode, so it's got to be good.
Well, is that confirmed? Because I hope they don't bring Mando in. Is Mando gonna...
Mando's in the
Well,
next episode.
they've already
That
alluded
would save
that he's coming.
See, I don't
They
agree
used
with
his
that.
theme,
Yeah.
They're
and
talking
they
about Han
mentioned
Solo
I know a
making
guy.
too.
Well, I've heard about the Han Solo thing with the de-aging. I
Yeah.
did hear about that. That doesn't bother me as much as Mando because the Han Solo thing makes more sense because they got history. You know, like I just feel like if they bring in Din Djarin or whatever his
Well,
name is, they're going to be
historically in film, cinema, and in literature that history is replete with characters who were once a villain or opposed to a main character that end up working together. So I'm thinking, I dare hope that they're going to be doing something that is pushing the envelope of good storytelling.
What do you mean, like a Han Solo, Boba Fett team up episode?
I don't think that'll happen, but you could see them.
That would be dope, yeah.
But here's this is where we're all at right now. We're all feeling a little.
I am very disappointed.
Well, I prefer the Hercules. Disappointed.
Kevin Sorbo's better.
Yeah.
You also have to understand that in the original books, that Han Solo did get Boba Fett to help train his daughter when she had to fight her twin brother. So
you're talking about that stuff that's not canon anymore. That we
I'm very disappointed that it's no longer canon.
You think I'm joking?
Is that Bob Chapek?
That's him, right?
Crap.
Is that why he wore and shaved his head?
That was ruined. That was totally ruined. I hate it now. Sucks.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna purposely not watch this new episode just to not help the ratings. I'll watch it next week.
I'm done. I gave up after 3. 3 is my rule. So
yeah, I'm with you. I tapped out after 3.
Yeah,
wow. No, I like.
And I do defend the idea of those scooters. Look,
was it 3 or 4 where he murders?
It's weird. It's so visually striking that we have known that Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, all of them are desert. It's like going to Phoenix today.
Well,
I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and everything is tan.
Yeah, there's a muted palette in the whole show, and then these giant.
Then you got these motor
big
scooters.
sad Beetleborgs.
And I really put it up there with the dice on Han Solo's Millennium Falcon. You know, I'm like, look, if he can have dice, they can have these goofy fucking kids.
Fifth Element characters?
Z-Gen kids.
Yeah.
And
they look like they're right out of Fifth Element, these mods.
Yes.
Yeah, they're so weird.
Tonally, it feels off to me because it's supposed to be right after Jedi.
It's right after
like
Return of the Jedi within a handful of
Mm.
years, and it's like it doesn't feel right. I felt that they should have had them on badass bikes, and they should have been a little more badass people.
Yes.
If they were modded, I was okay with that, but the whole thing felt so Z-Gen that I was just like, oh look, they're so cute and adorable. Well, I bet they're gonna sell toys.
Can I sum it up?
Toys.
And the chick is kind of the leader of their gang.
Joan Jett.
Yeah, Joan Jett.
Right.
That's exactly what she is, Joan Jett.
Yeah,
Give me a shirt.
Check mark.
Those reminded me of IMAX we used to have in our office back in the day.
I can
multicolored IMAX, you know, that's what I thought of.
I can sum up as soon as Gary shares it what people were seeing when they saw those bikes. I got 4 images right there.
Oh, here we go.
Led by Dollar Store Joan Jett.
So there's the first one.
For me, it was Power Rangers.
I already mentioned Power Rangers.
See, I've been hearing Power Rangers a lot, so I got to give you credit for originality. It's the first time I've heard Jetsons. Oh, Captain Planet.
What in the world?
He's a hero.
Y'all clouded. Y'all are clouded, bro.
I like that one.
Is that it?
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, we're done.
I think Pee Wee Herman won that whole slate right there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
They
I
give
also-
it to spit off involving the mayor's aide in an office style sitcom. Yeah, I like that.
Dude, that is the most annoying character in my opinion. The mayor's aide.
Yeah, there's
the Woody Harrelson wannabe?
I don't know what I didn't see that at all. He's just a really snarky, like, doesn't.
I couldn't stand the fact that Bubba didn't fucking vaporize him.
Right? Like, the only thing he's done, I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything, so stop me. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4, but when he kills all those bikers, like, that's Which episode was it? Was that 3? I didn't
That was the
spoil it.
last episode.
That was 4.
That's 4.
Fuck.
You
Sorry.
spoiled it.
Sorry. Well, anyways, he finally
No one
shows some,
cares.
he finally shows some balls, man. That's what we've been waiting for, I think, is like, because when they introduced him in Mandalorian, he was a badass, and like he took out like
Well, it's
all those
possible that
stormtroopers.
The
and now he's
Sarlacc
getting-
destroyed his T cells and ability to produce testosterone.
And
Well,
I gotta argue with
Which is
you.
why he's so
And
because
George,
he's
you-
kind of got the chest of an old guy, so
Well, I
Could
think
be.
he's. I think he's gonna do an Unforgiven here. He's gonna be like, you know.
well, they had a really good chance, Mikey. I felt of doing the classic story of the gunslinger who put his guns away.
Hey, that's exactly what it
And
is.
they've
like
been
Unforgiven.
uneven.
Yeah.
They've been uneven in that.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's not set up now. If they do it,
Yeah.
they have not set up for that.
So
They
did they
should
show
have
the-
set up for that. That he was taking a change in his life, taking a new leave, and I'm going to be a more peaceful Boba Fett. And I'm still going to run drugs and shit like that. 'Cause clearly, if you're a crime
I don't
lord, you're running drugs.
Yeah, well, I don't know
do that,
about peaceful. I mean, like the whole
Spice.
vibe
I'm
I'm
sorry,
getting from
spice.
the Spice. The whole vibe I've been getting from him is he's just tired of working for other idiots, and he thinks he can do it better himself. That's kind of more the vibe I get than he's being a pacifist.
That as well, yeah. You know, I was thinking about this last night. One of the things I loved about The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller, was that you have an aging Batman, right? And he could have had aging Batman, like, do nothing. Just sit around drinking bourbon, right? Like, having all the crime around him. No, he puts back on his costume and kicks more ass than he ever has.
Right.
And
more
it's like-
brutally at that, because he just
Exactly.
don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to see
I'll
Boba
take that.
do, but obviously,
I don't know.
Instead,
like,
he getting tossed every episode.
I
You know.
want to point this out that AF Watcher says I enjoyed his performance, but I will say that they do try a bit too hard to make Boba Fett likable. Hopefully, he's holding back, but finally takes the gloves off. We've got to get that. This series will absolutely fail if we don't get that by the end of the show.
No, we have to have that
Well-
payoff in present day, because we kind of got the payoff in the past when he kills all those bikers. I want the payoff in present day where like people try to step up and he's like, you know what, man, I try to be cool, but fuck
Like
y'all.
Black
Well,
Chewbacca.
Well, here's the thing. That final episode then really better be an entire episode built around one major ass-kicking, violent scene, kind of like the first Kingsman movie in the church. That better be Boba Fett in the final episode is nothing but
I would take that.
John Wick
Well, I
style
was
violent.
I got to tell you,
Like
that
in the
chase
warehouse.
scene,
BVS
that chase
warehouse.
scene with the Vespas, that was really bad.
But
Oh, it was horrible.
The
Just a
problem,
horrible chase scene.
but the problem is with the whole Disney format with miniseries, when it comes down to whether it's Disney, Star Wars, or Disney Marvel, is they're doing this 6 to 8 episode format, and they're saying, "Hey, you got to stick through all my shit just to find the piece of corn at the end that you might enjoy." No offense, if the comic book is shit all the way through the beginning to the middle, and at the end I get one good picture, I'm not
Sounds
going to
worse.
buy it.
I
The
didn't have
goddamn
any
cover
corn.
isn't good.
Well,
It's
even
not
Quentin
worth it.
Tarantino understands you got to have a
Hey.
good first act and a great ending.
This
You
is
know,
what
that's why he
makes me
meanders. He's like, I don't give a shit about Act 2.
Well, they
Can
dropped
I-
the
Act
ball on
1
the
and
first
Act 3 are the sellers.
I
of
need
my
to
fucking
ask
movie.
you guys a question before I forget it to help me settle an argument. A bunch of my friends and I think all those Tuscans were dead, including the kid. And some of them are saying,
I
no,
saw
the
the
kid's not
female.
dead.
I
You saw the female. Is
yeah,
the
I
kid
saw
dead?
the female.
I did not see the kid.
I didn't
Okay.
see any children dead, but that doesn't mean that they're not.
Well, it's just because like they had wasn't it the kid that helped him like in the very beginning?
Yeah,
like,
when he walked out to
and
the
he
desert.
spared the kid, and then So I didn't see him dead, but but you know what I mean. But like I just kind of assumed he was. Like
They're
what do
holding
you-
that card.
This next
Okay.
episode better be dope, or I'm not watching.
Well, according to Doomcock, it's starting to get better. So we'll see.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Socks-
yeah.
Oh, wait, no. AF
There goes
Watch.
my worries. Okay.
If you hate the flashbacks, this last episode is like 3/4 of it is flashback, and only the last quarter of it is.
so I'm
present
not
day.
going to watch it. Okay, thank you.
I thought it was the best episode, though, man.
It was, yeah.
You know,
It
So-
was.
Quick
I'll
question.
So many flashbacks, even Stephen Amell might be in it.
So I got a feeling Seth MacFarlane might be involved with this.
I have a quick
Oh,
question.
so
while
Monkey's
we're on
saying the
show.
kid's dead?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's true. He did.
Okay.
He burned the kid's stick. So maybe that's what
But that's
they
the
alluded to.
stick. But that's it.
Damn.
Yeah,
but I do want to tell Sox, no, you're not the only one that likes it. I still like it, even though I'm poking
Turbo
fun
Cuts,
at
not Vespas.
I still like it as well. I mean,
You're the only one.
it. Our executive producer, Mexican Iron Man, is here.
Mike!
Mike, what is up, my amigo? Hail, great panelists. Breaking news. There are no bad Rancors. There are only good bad Rancors.
It's only bad.
They're only bad.
Black-
It's like
Black
there's-
Wookiee is dope.
I think it's
There's
an allegory for
depressed
Black
Black Wookiee's
Boys.
awesome.
There's depressed Rancors.
We got
okay?
to see a
Depressed.
Wookiee rip somebody's arm off.
No, that was
That
awesome.
was
That was my
cool.
favorite scene from that episode. That was great.
It's like, she's like, so you won already. You could just go and finish your drinking. And it's he's like,
I'll
yeah, I
cover your
could.
tab.
Rip.
No, I do like
loved
Jennifer Beals popping up like every other episode. I do like that.
How are they showing so much cleavage?
Like,
Do you notice the
She's
stuff
aged
she's
like
wearing?
fine wine. Let me
I'm
tell
going to
you.
confess
I'm a fan
something
of her.
here. I'm going to confess something here. I'm a fan of Jennifer Beal because of a movie
Movies.
called
Flashdance.
no, it's a Frankenstein movie with Sting.
Movies.
That came out in the
Bride.
80s. Clancy Brown is the monster.
Has
I've
the-
never seen Flashdance.
It has the full frontal nudity scene in front of it.
Yeah, that's all I was talking about.
Yeah,
What we
I
talking
love that movie.
Whoa, hey.
But
I heard
wait,
full frontal. What?
Mexican Iron Man,
What
you
else
get
we
a
talking about?
special thank you for yours, and it is something I say all the time on the show.
You do not need to defeat him again. He tasks me. He tasks me, and I shall have him.
I'll
Yes.
chase him around.
Nobody's better than
I
Khan.
thought you were going to put the rest of that in there. I was like, oh.
Well, I got to be careful, legal reasons, but now we've spread it out. So here,
I'll chase him round the moons of Nibia and round the Antares maelstrom and round perdition's flames before I give him up.
I
Don't
love
forget.
that movie. I love that
Pop
movie.
culture
Yeah, broke it
minefield.
By the way, Fathom Events is releasing that this September in theaters.
Dude, I still to this day cry every time Spock dies. And I know he's coming back. I know
Yeah,
he's
I
coming
know.
back.
Oh, I know.
Uh,
You
you
know,
know,
he's-
you
You cried the Abrams movie? No,
You
you
well,
forgot
there's two
that.
things. Oh,
I cried,
Jacob the
but for a
Critic.
different reason.
Jacob's here. Jacob the Critic. What's up, buddy? And of course, I wanted to point out Tim is here too. What's up, Tim?
What's up,
You
Tim?
forgot the
Hey, how many of you?
You forgot the
Oh, go ahead.
sponsor. This stream is brought to you by Tossing All Around and Spread. Thank you, Gary.
Crazy.
But apparently, J.J.
Spread your
Abrams.
cheeks and lift your sack.
Wrath of Khan.
So J.J. Abrams was Walter Hamada's inspiration. Yeah, you know, for
Oh, that's setting the bar
yeah,
high.
yeah.
But
Remember,
you're
he
serious
said,
when you say that. That's what makes it
yeah,
work.
he did. Yeah, he helps JJ would do for DC what he did for Star Trek. So there you go. And you know what? It's happening already without even him involved.
I'm just glad that he didn't get the first Black Superman.
Oh, I got the first Black
I
Superman.
mean, he still signed up to do it, right? It's not canceled.
Isn't it
No,
Naomi now?
it's just he's not going to be the first one.
No,
Oh, I got you.
there's
Yeah, got you,
there's
got you.
two different Black Superman movies, I believe, in pre-production right now. One is the dude from Creed. What's his name? Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Short guy?
And he's doing the one that's not
The good
Clark
one.
Kent. Yeah.
Good one.
And then J.J. Abrams is basically
Doing the bad one.
yeah,
Doing the bad
which is a black Clark Kent.
Wait. But
Yeah.
there's also a Black Supergirl. If you look at Naomi, I already saw the first.
And the
episode.
big difference is, one is a race swapped, and the other one isn't.
Exactly, and that's what I've always said. If you want to have more
One-
representation, I'm all for that. Just make a new fucking character. Don't
Yeah,
change
yeah.
an existing
And they already
character.
did.
Well, I think it's so
Years ago.
denigrating to Black culture to do that.
Yeah,
It's like,
like
they're
saying,
not good
oh,
enough
ex-
on their own. We got to
It's a
give them
hand-me-down.
this.
exactly.
Whatever.
No, exactly.
It's a
Exactly.
hand me down. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Didn't we have
They
Shaq
gave
and
us
Superman?
fucking rock and roll. God damn it.
I would, but it's virtual. I mean, it's not like anybody could
It's
actually
true. You
take
know it.
There you go.
I can hardly wait till you start
passing.
getting your reparation checks for all the Black rock and roll.
I would like
the
to-
Elvis estate owes tons of money then.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, just send me a check. I don't know what's going on.
But having grown up in the South, I will tell you something. I never met a black person in Virginia that didn't love Elvis Presley.
That's true. No. And seriously, my great grandmother, my father's grandmother, loved Elvis. Oh my goodness, she loved it. Like she gave birth to him or something. She loved.
No,
Elvis.
my grandmother to this day has a Elvis shrine in her living room, so I get it, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I get it. That generation, just those women. It's like either Elvis or the Beatles. You know what I mean? Depending on like, you know.
or Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, well, I guess more out here in Vegas. Yeah, but I don't know. In my life, growing
we'll see you later, honey. Thanks for dropping.
I'll see you later.
Oh, bye, Miss.
Bye, Deanna.
We were talking about this, and I just realized.
Want to say hello to Martin Acosta Santana. ¿Qué tal, mi amigo?
Does anyone realize that Kazam?
We also have Code Raven is here. Join us.
Dang. I can't argue with that one.
That's credit card debt right there.
You know, seriously, I'd like to say on behalf of all of us, thank you for your contribution. We will be taking more in the future.
Can we take a moment? Can we take a moment to remember Kazam, the black genie that was trapped in a boombox by a white kid?
That sounds racist.
It's a real movie.
Guess what? Even after making that movie, there's a lot of them that
comments, man.
He rapped, Keith. He rapped in that goddamn movie. It was horrible. He was the beatbox in the shack, and then he got
You've not seen
what
rap
movie?
until you see Shaquille O'Neal rap.
I had the soundtrack, sadly. Yeah.
What movie?
Kazam. He also had a video game on Super Nintendo.
What
and
the
Sega
hell is
called
Kazam?
Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
That was a game, though.
The Shaquille O'Neal genie movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Kazam.
proud to say
Kazam.
I've never seen it.
You should.
You should not.
Oh, Cavatino's
Yeah, no.
here. You know, if Keith has ever done the 23andMe, he could be related to Elvis Presley. Which Keith?
The white one.
I'm thinking he's talking about me. And you know
black
what? Technically, given the way things are and the way music goes, yeah, he could be related to me. So
I did 23andMe. It's kind of bullshit because everybody I've talked to who's done 23andMe, I have family members, friends, lots of people. I finally got on that train a few years ago, and it seems like all life started in Africa. Like everybody I know is part black. Like we're all part of.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's weird. Yeah. Well, you know, I wish my dick was bigger. So no.
Does my music collection make me?
Everybody didn't make the cut. All right.
Well, anthropology.
You got a little bit.
Your blackness is measured on how many times you've watched Welcome to Compton or something. Yeah,
well, they found.
Hey, well, my fiance's
all life
literally
started
straight out
in
of
Africa.
Compton. So
hold on. Not all life could start in Africa because there are genetic markers that don't exist in every species of human. Every single human does not have the same DNA markups. And Asia, in particular, doesn't have any DNA from Africa.
You see that right there?
Yeah, well, that's the reason. That's the reason why we can take over things like X-Hamster and stuff like that.
See that at Dorton? I literally use that for everything. That's even my 23andMe screen name. I challenge anyone. I'm telling you, man, every single person I've talked to, they show me their thing, and mine included. Like
show you the thing?
Yeah, the same. Like our origination of life was Africa. Like all of us.
Do I need to censor you, dude?
What?
Phrasing.
Show you their thing.
This dick joke was explained to you by Pop Culture Minefield. We also have memberships.
Hey, you did see me smoking a bowl. Jesus Christ. Give me a little grace.
Yeah, well, you know, as they say, once you go black, you take crack.
Ouch!
Who let him in?
Hey, Valiant Renegade, what's up, brother?
Stephen wasn't gatekeeping today, so I decided to jump in.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the
Welcome,
preschool
Valiant.
boys.
Hey,
right,
Valiant,
Mikey.
welcome to the show, man. It's great.
We
Avenue.
derailed for a little bit. Let's take it back a little bit.
Hi, Mikey.
Let's have a little preview of 2022. What are we going to be getting from Warner Brothers this year?
A lot of shit.
Are you saying that?
Thank you and good night.
Are you saying that Walter? What's that guy's name? Walter Hamada?
Are you Toby?
Yeah, you know, I'm pleased to say that we're not going to be seeing these people again at Warner Brothers.
Are you sure, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm 100% confident, man. I'd bet on it if I had the money. I'd bet on it. You know what I
I have a
mean?
whole nation.
Well, you and I are
waiting for
both
this news.
very reserved about the Zack Snyder universe. But the fact is, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas for Zack Snyder.
Okay, let's start with the Flash, shall we? Let's just start with the Flash.
All right.
Let's
It
not.
was on my show with Sil where I kind of debunked the whole erasing the Snyderverse from the Flash, which was my scoop to begin with. Ironically, it was my scoop to begin with about a year and a half ago, and nobody paid attention, right? And all of a sudden, Grace Randolph, has a scoop of her own. It goes viral. It's everywhere. Whatever. They changed that storyline about 2 months after I scooped it, and I said, no, they're not gonna do that anymore. I mean, the original plan for the Flash. There's not a million different plans for the Flash initially. They couldn't make up their mind what to do. I mean, it was going to be a Back to the Future type of thing. Then it became, it started with Flashpoint, right? It started with the basic Flashpoint adaptation. Then it became Back to the Future. Then it became Back to the Future meets Crisis on Infinite Earths meets Flashpoint. I don't know what the hell it is now. I mean, it
sounds like a KK run production.
What is so hard about adapting the source material? I don't get it.
Good point.
Keith,
Good point. Yeah.
It's really hard to adapt a movie called The Choke Point Paradox and not feel like it.
I don't know. You get Ryan Johnson on board and you're subverting expectations just
Could
like
he do worse than this?
That's
I don't
what
know.
it sounds like. It sounds like they're subverting expectations, Mikey, with this film.
Yeah, it is.
And good
so,
taste.
what I was told, I broke this on my show with Phil, is that there's not going to be a Crisis, multi-Earth, epic storyline here. It's basically a new timeline. Barry tries to save his mother from being murdered by himself, I guess.
That's Flashpoint.
There's an evil Barry in the movie, which I also scooped.
Evil Barry.
Evil Barry.
They'll do like Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah,
where
they
he's
gotta have a goatee.
That sounds like
from
the Flash
underneath,
TV show.
lit from underneath,
And then his sleeves will be torn off the uniform.
It sounds like a CW plot point. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, yeah, it is.
That was this season's plot point because they literally had Flash believe that he was going to hurt everybody, and it turned out to be reversed.
I pretend I didn't see it.
I watched it.
All I can say is if I see Flash take out a lightsaber, I'm out of the theater. I'm walking out.
Bro,
You already did.
Flash
It was like if Thor or Odin's son owned a lightsaber collection and wanted to go to a rave. That's what it looked like fighting Godspeed.
But Joss Whedon can make it all better, right?
Oh yeah, like that interview.
Oh God, talk about digging a hole for yourself. So Gary Keith, I was promoting, being on the show today. One of my insiders told me to drop this on your channel today, and so I have been calling this the Flashpoint timeline, which I dubbed on Sil's show, where Barry tries to prevent his mother from being murdered, and then all of a sudden the butterfly effect, right? All this crazy shit happens. And so what I'm told now is that they're not calling it the Flashpoint timeline in-house. They're calling it the Flashpoint Universe.
That's even worse.
Wait.
Sounds like
Okay,
I missed something. What do you guys, if you don't mind?
Wait. So Walter Hamada is basically out of a job, and as he's going out the door, he's pretty much crapping on everything.
He's gonna burn.
Well, he's taking a shit before a lava man flushes the toilet. So
okay.
So you guys are talking about Flash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this Flashpoint universe, so the Snyderverse will be a pocket universe because every director wants a pocket universe. J.J. Abrams demanded a pocket universe. Like, get off my lawn, right? His Superman, which will never get made because they can't.
I'm holding out. Like,
They can't crack the script on it.
say it with a straight face.
Like, weren't they supposed to start writing it in December, right? Have you heard any updates since then?
So we're gonna crack it by the end of this year.
I'm sure they will.
And
Right?
They should use Superman flyby script. That'll work.
Or red and blue.
They have some gems in that.
Get it over here. There we go.
So there's a Flashpoint timeline, which they're now calling the Flashpoint Universe.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but about like what, 11 years ish ago is when Flashpoint came out in the comics.
Yeah,
and it was a multi, like, you can't. Flashpoint is an event. It's not a pocket universe. You know what I mean? It's
There's several stories.
So whatever. I think they're trying to they saw how much money Spider-Man made, and they're like, oh fuck, we need a multiverse.
But he saved his mother. That changed the whole things from that timeline and caught it as a separate timeline. That's not a different multiverse. That is a different series of events. It's like when we look at the TVA and Loki, the failure show. It's the same thing, but that's not a multiverse.
Well,
the
thing that cracks me up about the way they do science fiction is that it doesn't work the way Marvel shows it. It's like if you have a Peter Parker in one universe, he's the same Peter Parker in another one. That's the multiverse is layers where there's a variant and it causes a variation. It's still the same
basically you go out
person.
to get coffee and in another one you decide at the last moment that you want a Danish.
Yeah,
it's like that.
You don't suddenly become a whole new actor playing you. It's fucking ridiculous, but it's enjoyable.
Well, that doesn't completely bug me because I can't remember the show. If somebody knows what
you're not
the
a
name of
science
the show
guy.
is, I'm talking about
If that doesn't bug you, you're not in science.
Hold up, man. No,
Am
let
I
me
bangable?
explain. Please let me explain. Oh, Don, don't do the G4 thing. So there was this show I watched, and I can't remember the name of it, but it had to do with time travel. And the dude had to make rules for himself because at one point in time, he time traveled back before the birth of his kid, one of his kids.
Sounds like Quantum Leap.
No, it wasn't quantum. No, this was actual time travel.
It wasn't Fry from Futurama, was it? Because
no. It was a fucking show. It'll pop into my head at like 3 a.m. and I'll text you guys in the.
It's like an old Netflix show. Okay, we'll find it.
Yeah, and but basically, like, so it changed. Like, so then he had like totally different kids, and like the first time that happened, he was like, "Fuck, I can never go back, like before these kids were born, because I'm never gonna get my original kids back, because you know what I mean? Because it's like if you think about all the variables of like, that's why to me it makes perfect sense they could look different, because how many fucking sperm come? You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe you beat out a billion other sperm, you know, like, or whatever that fucking joke is. People
they kind of visited that concept in the Vacation movies. The kids look different every time.
Yeah,
was it a movie or was it a series?
No, it was a series. It was a series.
The Journeyman.
That's what Mikey
Jeebus said.
Oh, what?
Journeyman. That's what Mikey Jeebus said.
Yeah,
Journeyman was a good show. I like that show.
Yeah, well, that happened in Journeyman, dude.
With science, though, the way it works is this: if you don't look like the same person, you're not the same person. You're a different person altogether.
It's like different.
Hold up, man. You got kids. So here's the thing. I came up with my daughter. I have two daughters, right? My youngest daughter is about to be 13. And I came up with her name when I was 14 because I think it's a badass name. And if I had been with, unfortunately, it's probably TMI, but my first daughter comes from like a one-night stand type of thing at a bar when I was on vacation, and just shit happens. Yeah. So like, I didn't give her that name, but I easily could have. You know what I mean? So like, you could have somebody that's the same quote unquote person with like, I don't know. For me, I guess maybe.
Well, you're talking about going back further.
That was TMI
into the variation. Because
his phone just went off with "Thanks, Dad."
Thanks, Dad.
Oh no, she hates me. She's not watching me. She's like, you know. But I got 3 out of 4 kids.
For a variant to work that way, you have to go way the fuck back.
Well, yeah,
and change that far forward.
Steven, is that you? I don't want to look at that bitch's face ever again. Come on.
I'm not bangable enough for you. What the hell?
Yeah. I happily only know cursory what that photo is, and I just don't give two shits about it.
I didn't know anything about it, but the
Just sounds
Saltiner
like
guys in our
crazy fucking
Discord
people
posted
today.
this like a parody video of it, and the parody video was so funny that, like an idiot, I was like, "Well, shit!" Now I got to see the source material, and then I was, it's bad.
What can we expect from Sony this year, Mikey?
A lot.
Well, Sony is working more closely together with Marvel Studios these days. I mean, after over $1 billion on Spider-Man No Way Home, even before the film made that much money, they knew it was going to be humongous, and so they're actually more intelligent than Warner Brothers, which is saying quite a bit. But that's going to change after the merger. I mean, right now we're in that really stretch of time where it's just nothing's really going on at Warner Bros. Right now that's any good.
Mikey, would it be fair to say that maybe Sony is actually learning from their mistakes and acknowledging it? Like they made the Ghostbusters. They didn't come out and say they made a mistake with the Ghostbusters, but they proved it by greenlighting.
Yeah.
Afterward.
Are you talking about Answer the Call?
Afterlife.
No.
And then what they've done with the Spider-Man thing, and it just looks like they kind of they get that they made some mistakes.
They're
other
learning.
studios don't seem to learn from anything.
I'll give this to Sony. They're actually listening to the fans, unlike the clown table at Warner Brothers
or Lucasfilm, right?
So were you saying the Sony mistake was Ghostbusters Answer the Call, right?
Correct.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, that was a huge.
Otherwise known
called
as
it Ghostbusters. It's not.
Yeah, they never formally
Answer the
said,
Call.
"Oh, this was a huge mistake. We're going to make Afterlife now." They just greenlit Afterlife, which is copying to making a mistake.
Dude,
the other mistake was
I've seen that movie so many times. That movie is so good. I love it.
Yeah, they do it with action, not words.
Right.
Whereas Warner is just, with Joss Whedon, the whole Ray Fisher scandal.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Did you guys read that
Whedon,
article?
man, what the hell are you doing, dude?
I still have it on the screen over here. Why on earth would you fucking voluntarily say any of that shit? Like,
English is their second language.
Hubris.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Like that dude. No, he's just from another. I can't even relate to him. He's just from another upper echelon. I think he's like a 1%er from birth or something.
I don't know,
he's just,
but
he's
like entitled.
He's so out of touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was saying this shit and defending himself, thinking he's right, but like the shit
old gal
coming out of his
doesn't know
mouth.
English. Like,
Yeah,
why do you think
like,
that's appropriate?
Oh, it is
to
her
say?
second language. And I'm like, first of all, bro, like she knows, like she knows, like it reminds me of a joke. How what do you call somebody who speaks 2 languages?
bilingual.
Bilingual, yeah. Okay, what do you call somebody who speaks 3?
Trilingual.
There you go. And what do you call somebody who speaks 4 or more?
You're better.
Multilingual. There we go. Okay, all right. I have to feed you guys. What do you call somebody who speaks 1?
Monosyllabic.
American.
American.
Yes.
Josh better watch out.
I think I'm
Gal,
I know one language. That bitch knows like 6. He can suck a dick, man. Like whatever.
Yeah, she actually trained. She's been militarily trained. So,
yeah.
Dude, why would you want to mess with her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think
that's the wrong one.
We talked about this a week or 2 ago, like I think off screen, but I kind of wish we were like that. Like I wish America had mandatory. Remember we were talking about that, dude? Like the service. Like I was saying military, but you were saying just some kind of public service at the very least.
Well, I was talking about that. Everybody should, after high school, do 2 years of service to their country.
I 100% agree.
Whether it's military or Peace Corps, I don't give a shit. They need to do something so they understand that you've got to give back.
I
Don't sit there and just
%1,000,000%
take.
agree with that, and that's something I try to. And I guess maybe it could be the Catholic guilt and the whole like I'm the first.
I'm there with you. I'm Catholic too.
I'm the first man
Catholic too
in my family, who didn't like in our lineage that didn't join the military. Like my cousin in my generation did, but like I didn't, and then my brother didn't, and then like none of us have since.
Well,
So they kind of blame me for breaking this tradition of like military men.
We blame you too.
Thanks, man. Shit. So.
Valiant was talking shit about you the other day.
Oh well.
I always love when I come on live streams just to find out what I didn't say several days ago because people want to throw me under the bus.
That's YouTube.
Oh God!
Six wants to know if
is that or sorry,
mod can they see that they've been banned? I don't know what that means.
I don't think you can ban a mod.
Can they see that they? Oh, like in the chats, like a porn mod or bot or whatever. Is that what she's talking about, or is she talking about Star Wars?
No, like a moderator for the chat.
Oh, moderator. Okay. See, man.
Did I just hear a moderator?
Well, I learned
Walter the moderator.
I went to Shane Moore's New Year's Eve party on the inside of St. Louis, and good God, there were people that did not need to be on that fucking stripper pole that night.
What were you
saw
doing?
Firsthand. And God, Deanna was there too. I wish she was still here so she could tell you. That was a crazy fucking night of people.
Thanks to
on a pole.
Thanks to the fucking salty nerd guys, what you just said triggered a memory because they just reviewed like I forget what they called the episode, but one of the shows they reviewed was Showgirls with the chick from Saved by the Bell, and I hadn't seen it. So when they were talking about, I watched it, and then it was. So now I think about her licking that pole anytime I hear stripper now, and I'm just like, oh, it's terrible. It's their fault.
Well, that was Paul Verhoeven's attempt at making a commercial porn film.
I made it like 20 years without seeing that movie, and then thanks to those fuckers,
I've still never seen it. I won't watch it.
Yeah, they're like, don't.
You gonna keep your money, Keith? Are you?
Make it rain, Keith.
All right, we've done Sony, we've done Warner Brothers. Let's talk about Disney, Star Wars, Disney, Marvel. What new stuff are we going to be seeing this year that's worth watching and what's not?
I mean, I really hope Obi-Wan's worth watching.
I think Obi-Wan has the
Deborah Chow is awesome.
Yeah, that really has the best shot of being a great show. Definitely looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, for me, that's the big one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't sound like it's going to be the Kathleen Kennedy version, but at the same time, while it's under her watch, I'm nervous because the whole idea was that he was going to be on Tatooine watching over Luke.
Yeah,
and then having little micro adventures.
More Tatooine,
and they pulled the plug on it because it was too much like Mandalorian. I'm like, well, Jesus Christ, half of your fucking TV westerns are the same plot. Why are you going to lose your shit over similarities?
Right.
It's fucking Star Wars.
And shit works for a reason, but whatever.
Yeah. But so we'll see what happens. But do you see anything forthcoming with Indiana Jones?
No.
Tragedy.
I'm not looking forward to seeing it. I'm a Crystal Skull apologist. Okay, I saw it on my birthday. I was entertained by it. The monkey scene was terrible, but there's some good scenes in there. But this new film, I don't want to see old Indy. I mean, why even do this?
I know.
Money.
Marion.
Look. I wouldn't mind seeing it if we're gonna try to do what they did for the television series and kind of wrap it up like that.
Wrap it up, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But if we're going to go with the whole time travel and female,
God, no.
I don't want any of that.
Whoa, what?
I don't want.
What? Indiana Jones is going to time travel? Is this a thing?
Yeah, in a fridge. He jumps in a fridge.
He's talking about that now for 6 months. Oh,
please tell me you're fucking with me, please.
No,
I am not.
No, this is why a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
You guys just fucking broke
from on the set. They've showed old World War II era German trains and vehicles and things like this, and then we see what they filmed in Glasgow.
How the
where they did the 1960s. They basically dressed up a street like Glasgow as
Is
New York
Marty
street.
McFly going to show up all of a sudden?
Marty,
Probably.
your kids
I'm
become
not, I'm
idiots.
not thrilled by it, but this is where it's going. They're going to do time traveling, and let's face it. I mean, this is probably he's probably they're going to kill him at the end of the movie. I'm
He's
guessing.
a fucking archaeologist. This isn't science fiction. It's like
Well, that was my problem with Crystal Skull. Is
Mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, everybody, the best Indiana Jones films involved Nazis, and the
holy
fact was,
artifacts.
we were fighting Nazis all the way into the
Archaeology.
60s. We were still dealing with Nazis going into the 60s.
I think it should be Indiana Jones and the Boys.
And
from
I think
Brazil.
Jerry, that's how they're connecting it is by taking that. I know.
I'm just shaking
I'll
my
wait for
head.
Steven.
What the fuck? You don't know what my name is. Jesus Christ.
He's including all the Jerrys.
I am the other Gary.
Yeah.
I just like the point I put your face on Frost's spotty there.
But the
guy.
fact
Enjoy
is,
it.
Renegade,
There
look,
you go.
you and I both, I think we've talked about this separately before because I've heard you talk about it, is that Indiana Jones does his best when he's fighting Nazis, not commies, Nazis.
Not
Right.
Nazis with the archaeology, like you call it religious artifacts or whatever, but it's always been the archaeological adventures and the Nazis are the bad guys. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's Indiana Jones. You know?
That
I
was
just-
Lucasfilm.
I
worked
just hope
in
they
this
don't kill
era.
him off. You know, I mean, come on, Harrison Ford. You're gonna kill off all your beloved characters now. I mean,
Well, I mean, I think they're going to do it. I mean, it's just a
Everybody
gut
dies,
feeling.
man.
I think
It's
they're
just a
gonna do
gut
it
feel. I mean,
20
look,
minutes
Harrison
in.
Ford is going to be 80 years old by the time this movie is released in 23. If
He
that's
probably won't even
scheduled.
live to see the premiere. Let's be honest.
I don't want to
Whoa,
say
whoa,
that. I
whoa,
don't
whoa,
wanna-
whoa, whoa. Let's
Yeah,
not-
no. No, I don't want to say that. Look,
Sorry, I was channeling my inner grandfather. My bad.
I hope he's around for it. And look, I'm one of these people that, like a lot of others, I'm skeptical of it, but I wish it the best. I want
Yes.
this movie to be good. I really do.
And I
mean, the
wanted
character-
Peacemaker to be good. but
The
whatever.
character-
Look, we all
Look,
know
deserve-
Indiana Jones 5
that
is going
show
to
is
be.
a fucking mess, Peacemaker.
Exactly.
God damn it, the greatest
Don't get
character
me
ever
started.
created for a TV show is Eagly. Eagly is easily the best TV character.
he's the
ever
best thing
created.
about the show. I
I
agree,
can't.
yeah.
I can't stop watching him.
No.
I'm like,
Valiant.
just spin-off show.
Make an
Eagly.
Eagly show for
Yes.
just I want
Yeah,
an
I love
Eagly
that.
show.
Yeah.
Valiant,
That's how
you're-
bad
you're
the
playing
humans
again?
are.
Well, yeah, no, Keith, what I was going to say was, I mean, I hope this movie turns out great. I mean, as far as I was concerned, I remember very fondly sitting in the movie theater with my father watching Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And I think we saw that movie together in the theater 2 or 3 times. And I loved it. I thought it was the most beautiful, perfect ending. It was the father and son ending. And I mean, for me, I'm a sucker for that.
Who's
Um,
talking? Dude, you must be my age, like, because I had the same experience. So.
Yeah, I'm 42.
Okay, me
So-
too. Okay, yeah,
okay.
42.
Yeah.
God, you're old.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know, Steven, right?
Hey, at least
No.
you have brown hair on your face. That's why I shave. Mine's all white now.
Look, it's
That's
cool. I saw a picture of myself from 2 years ago the other night. It came up on my phone, and I'm like, holy crap, what happened? No, but I was gonna say, I mean, I had so many fond memories of that. It was a beautiful ending, riding off into the sunset. It was, but
yeah.
we're
Your
now
DM's
gonna
good.
have, just like Crystal Skull, we now have these new Indiana Jones movies, whether we like them or not, they're gonna be forced upon us. So I have 2 options. I can say, okay, screw it, but it's still gonna come out. So all I can do at this point is hope that it's something respectful, and that I would think that he would, he's going to die or sacrifice himself or something at the end of this movie, because this is where we are at this point. I mean, the man's 80 years old in real life, let's face it. And I want this to be a graceful exit of the character. I really do. And because we're going to get this movie, whether we bitch about it or not, it does not matter, folks. It's coming. So it can either be a good movie or it can be a crap movie. I'd much rather it be good. I'd much rather go walk away from it and say, you know what? I didn't want this movie. Nobody asked for it, but it was good. And I enjoyed it.
Either way, it's going to be setting up what they're going to hit us with going forward.
BB
That's fine,
and
but
the
like-
Lord of the
Series or
Rings.
whatever.
I actually have no
and you know what?
problem.
I don't
as
have
long
to
as he
watch
has a
what they put
good-
out going forward.
Yeah.
Right. But if they
But as long as he
disrespect
has
the
a good-
character,
Right.
nobody's going to watch it.
Yeah,
But that's
like,
all they're
the
doing
thing.
right now. That's
I
the
don't want his
problem.
death to be disrespectful. I want
I
it
don't
to be
disagree
like,
with that, Steven.
I'm cool with him dying, and I'd love to see it on screen. but it's got to be done right.
Well,
you
it
know?
depends on whether or not they decide to deconstruct that character they go to replace him with something.
Well, no, that's my point. They got to do it right.
But the issue is we're getting the characters now. They have the foundation already there. They're not treating any respect to that foundation. They're passing the torch while telling them how bad they are, how much they screwed up. We're watching father. You look at father figures. They're turning father figures into deadbeat white fathers or some
like
deadbeat
James Bond.
fathers.
Yeah.
No, it's like we don't need that because honestly,
there
are families out there that are just single parent families, and some of them are moms and some of them are just dads. And what you're saying is that those types of people who have raised their kids right or done anything like that are not good enough role models. They should never be looked upon with respect. No parent wants to have social media or any type of media telling their kids that. It's like teachers trying to teach their shit in school. It's not your right. You're there to teach. They're prepared, not to think like ideologists. Film has to get out of their own ass.
I look, Steven, I completely agree. But part of what gives me some level of hope, and I do mean some level of hope, not all hope, but is the fact that we saw this movie get a 1-year pushback in the last few months. I mean, it was supposed to come out summer of this year. It's now been pushed back to summer of 2023. They're talking right now, like on Indy 5 News on Twitter, you know, somebody that follows the production schedule of this film, posts pictures all the time from the sets that he gets with Harrison Ford and other actors. The thing is with this is that it's still shooting. It started shooting in July. They really didn't stop that. I mean, they stopped briefly, but even when Harrison Ford initially got injured, they were still shooting for months on end. They were shooting in Glasgow. They were shooting down, I think, around somewhere in Sicily, if I'm not mistaken. They were shooting or Morocco and some other places. They kept shooting, and they're still shooting. That means that principal photography for this film, by the time it wraps, will have been over the course of 6 months with virtually no breaks. Maybe a couple of weeks in there where they were totally shut down. 6 months for principal photography is twice as long as you need.
Didn't he like break a leg or something? Like,
That's not too out of the ordinary now, though, right? In the current situation.
No.
There'll be 3 iPhones out by the time they get back and everything finished.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
The same thing.
Even with his injury, wait a minute. Even with his injury, though, they were still shooting while he was out for the 3 months.
Yeah, they were doing second unit and stuff.
They had his stunt doubles in with the tracking dots. I mean,
it's 10 weeks.
That's
90 days.
Time. Yeah.
90 days.
Now this is
72 to 90.
This is very much what happened with Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman had a very long shoot time. In fact, it was. I went back to Google all of the Batman v Superman shooting, and it turns out that the Alfred scenes were done. Let's see, they started shooting Batman v Superman in early February. And Jeremy Irons didn't even report to set until almost August.
Right.
Zach
was shooting Justice League at the same time too. He was using that time to set up the next movie too.
So it again,
and so often
this
you have
seems
to
be
work
a problem.
around other actors' schedules because of their other contracts.
Well, but what I was getting to is this also goes around to why I said that Captain America changed. Why Kevin Feige had time enough to be able to change Captain America to suit what Batman v Superman was going to be. He had more than time enough to be able to make all the changes necessary, come out and be able to just completely discombobulate Batman v Superman. And basically the MCU has done it again with Spider-Man and the upcoming Flash. Flash has been sitting around so long, they had time to be able to write a full script, get all 3 actors together in one movie, plus all the other actors. Even this movie is so successful, it's making kind of Amy Pascal look good. We know how bad that is.
They shoot in Charlie Cox for no reason. Oh, Charlie Cox just
Flash
go in
movie
there.
was in development like 5 years ago, right? I mean, Flashpoint.
Speaking of Charlie Cox, Mikey, what could we be seeing with Daredevil? Mike,
seeing in Daredevil. I get it.
He's gonna say something good.
I think.
Well, what we could be seeing with Daredevil is really, I think.
Well, the
more
Echo
Charlie
series
Cox.
is a start, Keith. That's where it starts. The Echo series.
Yeah. I just hope that Kevin Feige can at least hold out long enough to keep things kind of on some sort of a a manageable level before I think he eventually leaves. He's got no reason to stay. There's nothing else to truly prove. They have done everything. He's done everything one could hope to accomplish. He's got nothing left to prove because beyond all of this, what do you have? I mean, they're casting for Fantastic Four right now. And as much as I love Charlize Theron,
I do not want her.
What about She-Hulk?
Oh my God.
Like, isn't he going to be in She-Hulk first? Because that's coming out next. Like,
yeah, that is coming up. Yeah.
That's coming out before.
That's Disney Plus. So
yeah, okay.
Osa Fresh 1994. First of all, welcome to the show. They're better off with Rick Fumiyiwa's script.
Fumiyiwa, yeah.
For the Flash film, that's what he's talking about. They fired him basically because he was doing a Flash cyborg buddy film.
Yeah,
which makes perfect fucking sense.
Now with the Snyder cut, yes.
Yeah.
It literally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, like, that's what that fucking article, that's what pissed me off so much. Is like he was calling that dude a bad actor, but like, dude, if anybody who's watched the Snyder cut, Cyborg was like the heart and soul of that movie.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So like, like
that was a joke. Yeah.
Hashtag
he's a
fuck
joke.
Joss Whedon.
And why did they just not?
No one wants to fuck Joss Whedon.
Why was the Barry Allen character in Zach's universe not just Wally West? Because that was not Barry Allen. That was Wally West.
Yeah,
that's a fair argument.
But Wally West now identifies as a tree. Let's not forget that.
Well, hold up. And that's
Hey,
the other
Brett
thing,
Cohen, I want to thank you for your $10 super sticker.
Super
and for that super sticker, I'm going to give you one of my favorite movie clips of all time.
If you think that by threatening me you can get me to be your slave, well, that's where you're right. And I'm only saying this because I care. There are a lot of decaffeinated brands on the market today that are just as tasty as the real thing.
There you go. Absolutely greatest non-sequitur joke on screen.
No, that's from Real Genius.
No,
from
Real Genius.
Yeah, Real Genius.
Okay.
I used to, I have to show you guys a picture. I looked exactly like him in high school, and I got so much shit for it. It was crazy.
All I got to say to that is this.
Well, whatever helps you sleep at night, bitch.
You guys remember Barbarella?
You
Wasn't
recycled
Barbarella
that.
hot?
CJ, let me just say this. CJ, let me just say this. I love Charlize Theron. She can definitely do action, but she is a little older to be playing Sue. Now, my personal idea for Sue was actress Teresa Palmer, who was in I Am Number 4 and who was also in Discovery of Witches. She's the right age. In fact, I think she's like 6 or 7 years younger than John.
Who are you saying's in
And
talks?
say what?
For Sue Storm? Who'd you say? What's it?
Charlize Theron. Looks like she's got the inside track to get it.
Why
And
don't you
she's
choose
actually
Emily
4
Blunt?
years older.
Emily
She's
Blunt is
actually
what I
4
thought
years
I
older
heard.
than
Emily
John.
Blunt is perfect for that role.
She is.
Krasinski used Emily Blunt. I mean,
I disagree. You got to get at least 4 of the actors who were playing Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka and just go down that road and just make a very short Fantastic Four.
I really
Hey, man,
whoever
Fantastic
you
Four
get.
is a really good comic, and they just haven't done it right in the movies yet. But
That cartoon
Well,
sucked, though.
Kevin Feige can
Well-
do it.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever you
Feige's
get,
gonna figure
though,
it out.
the hard part to get to really is the casting of Johnny Storm. Because every movie incarnation they've had up to this point, you're casting actors to play Johnny, who is Sue's younger brother. She practically raised him, and you get a lot of actors cast who they only look like they're only 1 or 2 years apart.
Right.
Okay,
That's
need
why
an
I don't
actor-
mind the Charlize Theron thing, and because they have her, she's like 30s, 40s, and then you get like a late teens, early 20s Johnny Storm.
Well,
Charlize Theron, I think, is older than that.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
she
can still play 40.
She's 40. She's 40.
She's got to be almost 50 at least.
No, she's about
can still-
46. She's
She's
about
46.
46.
She was born in
She can
1975.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Damn,
but
she's only
here's the thing.
4 years older.
My
than me.
thought, and this is going to get me a lot of hate, is I think Timothy Chalamet could be Johnny Storm.
I can't believe you said that. I was just thinking the kid from Dune.
Who can be Tom
that's
Holland's
Not,
buddy?
that's
That-
actually,
that's the
Keith, that's
question.
not a bad call.
Who could be Tom Holland's buddy right now?
There
That's
we
the
go, Keith.
question.
Yes,
Who's Johnny
Timothy
Storm?
Chalamet. He's the
Perfect.
right age. He and Tom Holland are about the same
Yep.
age.
You know
They
who
could
I
be-
like? the kid from Ender's Game that I haven't seen in anything since, so maybe he's dead. But do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The main
may
character
not
of
get that
Ender's
job.
Game.
Yeah.
He was like
Ace
I
of
think he-
Butterfield. Yeah,
Huh?
it keeps happening.
He's got a
Then he
TV show.
disappeared.
Yeah, he's got a TV show called Sex Education with
He does.
Gillian Anderson.
Oh.
That he's
Oh
doing.
yeah, I forgot he was in that. Yeah.
I think he
Hey,
would.
I needed
been,
to check. Are
He's
you
not
back
Johnny
yet,
Storm to
Mikey?
me. Tanner Buchanan here. He did great last season of Cobra Kai. He stepped up, but he's not Johnny Storm to me. Tanner Buchanan.
Which one
No,
is that?
he would
Is
be-
that Hawk?
He would
Robbie.
he would be a good
Robbie,
Bobby
Robbie.
Drake.
Robbie. Yeah.
He would be.
Yeah,
Yes.
last season.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking when you have, we've already got a Spider-Man. What you need is to be able to bring him as contemporaries like they had in the original comics.
Yeah,
you need to
right.
have Johnny Storm. You need to have Bobby Drake because those were Peter's
Yeah.
friends on those two particular
And
teams.
Bobby
And they're
Drake,
the
right.
amazing.
They're all
the-
peers,
what
right?
was it? Spider-Man's amazing
Snapper
friends.
can play any of that.
Can we get Patton Oswalt as the Thing though?
What? No.
Just CGI the thing after that. Yeah.
Just like, yeah. Just see, yeah.
I,
They
you
don't
know,
need to
look,
pay an
I-
actor.
Guilt,
They get James Gunn's brother to do it.
a guilty pleasure. I did kind of like Michael Chiklis's thing.
He did a good job.
No,
He did a good
great.
job.
He was the
I-
best part of the original.
I
Fantastic
loved,
Four
and that was
movies,
like when
yeah.
he was really hot on TV with the Shield and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Oh, freaking loved that show.
And
But
he
no one cares
understood
who the
Japan
thing is.
too, and like I
No one
loved
cares.
hearing him talk about everything. You know?
Oh, and-
Exactly, I
and
was
he
gonna say, he's a
loved
big
playing
fan
the
of the comic.
character. He loved. I mean, he really did. So I thought that was great.
He got burned by the bad foam suit. I think if he was CGI'd, it would have.
Which
Well,
one
he's,
is now?
he's too old now.
I feel like
but-
he really wanted to be suited up. It's kind of like they were talking about in an interview I saw with Alfred Molina in the first, in Spider-Man 2, the octopus arms were practical. So they were actually connected to him, and they had puppeteers and stuff. But on this one, it was all CGI. Yeah, and he was just talking about how different the experience was. So it just like I think you get what I'm trying to say. Anyway,
I think Joe Rogan should be the Thing, not Seth Rogen. Joe Rogan, because that man is literally buff.
Joe Rogan's the shit, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy.
Seth
Okay,
Dude, no,
look,
The Rock.
Mikey's got to
Who's
go.
better to be the Thing
Hold on,
than
guys.
The Rock?
Hold on. Mikey's got to go. And I wanted to say a proper bye to him. I already have that graphic, Mikey.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Pull you up center, and then I'm going to grab that graphic. Where did I put it? Here it is. God damn, my mouse has gone nuts. There we go. It does that thing where you accidentally click it, it just starts going all over the place. There we go.
Yeah, I'm old school. I use a trackball. Like people give me shit for it all the time.
Grandpa Simpson.
So here we are.
Get off my lawn.
Sutton Flores, Dreamwalker.
Nice.
Yeah. This is the second issue of my comic book. The first issue is coming out Valentine's Day. After 44 years, I finally fulfilled my dream. I got a comic book coming out. So
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Live that dream, buddy. Live that
And
dream.
there's Geekosity Mag link. Go check out Mikey's magazine. The artwork looks fantastic on this. dude.
Noel is incredible. I'm so blessed.
Eventually,
to...
you know, because we're friends, you'll use me as an artist, but we'll see.
You know,
tried that line
I
on
still
so
want to
many
do white on white crimes, so I think it'd be a good comic book, right?
White on white crime.
What is that, sweater fight?
Because I've discussed it. I've not talked with you about it.
Yeah.
Right now, unless surgery is done, I've got about a year's life left in my right arm.
Oh.
And so I'm going to be working with Mike Barron from
dude.
Wow.
you know him from Punisher and all that shit.
Nexus,
he
yeah.
and I are doing a book together, and I'm doing a book with Script Doctor, which I can't really
Awesome.
talk about because we're going to do a big episode on what we're doing. It's great. It's an homage to Escape from New York. That's all I will say.
Nice.
And then of course I'm going to finish up all my books this year, And unless I get the surgery done, I won't be able to draw much past this year because the nerves.
Oh man,
Well,
dude,
why
that
would you not
sucks.
get the surgery then, man? Like this is heartbreaking. Why?
I don't
This is
know.
how I'm finding this out on a live stream. Like,
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I don't. I mean, Steven knows I get bummed out about it because like some days are worse than others. And today I was having a
we've
rough
talked
day.
about my kids and how art is important to like both of my kids and my life and like your life and like I couldn't imagine that, dude. Like, what's
Well,
the surgery?
I want to squeeze a book in with Mikey, and that way, because I only want to work with my friends. I don't want to work with.
Thank you
fucking-
so much. That'd be,
You know,
that'd be an honor, dude.
IDW is my last publisher project. I'm doing the GI Joe shit, and because they lose their contract in June, which Tom posted about that today, and a lot of people are talking shit about IDW. It's like, look, man. Yes, there were some problematic people at IDW, but there's also a wonderful group of people over there I love. I know them personally. I've worked with quite a few of them, and it's a good company, and
the
it will
amazing-
pick up and
the
keep
amazing
going.
crossovers we've gotten from IDW. Like, come on,
ROM,
Pony and Transformers.
I got to work on Back to the Future and ROM.
Right?
I worked on the covers for both of those.
That's it.
Dude, that's just awesome.
Yeah, you know, and so I'm very grateful. IDW.
Let's
has
do a
always
book,
been
Gary.
kind
I'd love
to
to
me.
do that. Let's do one.
But yeah, we got to squeeze it in. I got a year. No, I'm guesstimating about a year because
You know, when I had my when I had my stroke in 2018, my doctors told me I might not be able to write ever again.
and look at you, man.
I never read a comic book, so
See, man,
it just
you
goes
never
to show
know.
you.
You never
And-
know.
Never know.
And
Yeah.
because of friends like Baum, Keith, and I, we pushed
Yeah.
you on the public. And
Yeah, well,
look
yeah,
at you
Baum
now.
created the name Geekosity, and I didn't want to do it. He pestered me every day, like, you gotta do this site. No, man, I want to do this.
Yeah, if you didn't know this, I talked to Baum a lot privately. We have a lot of.
Yeah, I had no idea you guys knew each other, which is crazy.
Yeah, we've been friends for 15 years.
What the hell? How did
and
that
then he
happen?
sneaks up on me. He goes, "Hey, Gary, I got this guy. You got to check him out. His name is Mikey Sutton."
Sorry,
Well,
Gary. Sorry,
whatever.
I was laughing at the comment you posted, not what you said.
Oh, it's okay. Have you been doing with your right arm? Oh, fuck you, Sid.
One arm will be a stranger eventually.
I would
Sorry.
make a joke right now. It would be absolutely TMI. So I am going to end your session here, Mikey, because I know you got to go.
Different
Yeah.
spot.
Love having you on, man.
Yeah, I love being on here.
sure.
Thank you guys. So,
Nice meeting
It's
you.
a lot of fun. Everybody
you,
likes
Mikey.
you.
me,
Thank you for being here.
Keep
lethal
fighting.
Let me
weapon,
Mikey.
me lethal weapon. So
Lethal Weapon and what was it? Which one did you guys select?
we were 48
So-
hours. Yeah,
48
hours.
Yeah.
yeah. Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte.
What was it? Hey, Jack, tell me a bedtime story. Fuck you. Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh, that's brilliant. Backdoor lefty.
We're gonna have Sil sing Roxanne.
Uh-oh. I gotta get some tips, so I'll do it on my channel. I'll sing on my channel.
You stick around, Sil. Mikey, take good care.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank
we
you
love
guys. Thank
Take
you.
care of
guys.
yourself, buddy.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Take care.
See you,
Nice
Sil.
Bye, Mikey.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I love you.
That's from the heart, right there.
Mikey is so awesome. One of my favorite people.
Lord.
And
Oh yeah.
and I'm really glad that Keith and I pushed him along with Baum to do what he's doing.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes you
again-
need people to do that for you, man, and that's a beautiful thing. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I think Mikey is one of the people out there that makes this fun for me every week when I do it. You know, he is such a great guy to talk to, and the information that he gives still blows me away. Still, how do you do it? How do you not spend an entire time sitting with Mikey just going
Well,
like that?
those are my
you know?
streams. Actually, I actually do that. I'm like, what? I think it was Gary that reached out to me when Mikey first started coming on my channel. I think that was you, Gary, that said, "Yo, this looks like Mikey like being himself again, right after all
Yeah.
the complications, right?"
Well, he was
And,
so
like-
nervous the first time he came on our show.
Yeah,
We're the ones who introduced him to the world, and he was so nervous. I said, "Stop being afraid, man."
I
Just
think I have
do
a
it."
package. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
I have a
I bet
package
you
too.
do.
God, here we go.
Oh man!
Well, I will
Sorry,
tell you
Mom and
that
Dad.
After
We're
all the
gonna
right
be,
hand, left hand jokes, I mean, let's just finish it off. You know, Gary's
Hey,
entire
different
IRA is invested in Jergens and Kleenex. So, you know.
This stream is brought to you by Crisco, Oil of Olay, and Tears.
Who leaked that?
Angry tears.
I do want to share something real quick. We are going to, after the fire, I wasn't sure how many videos survived on the hard drive, and they all survived. And so we're finally going to be able to release. And I talked to Dick Dizell this last week, and we are going to be broadcasting one of the greatest Saturday night horror movie hosts of all time, Count Gordeval. He sits down. I think for almost 2 hours we sat and talked, and it was a fun interview. And this guy inspired me so much as a kid because I had 3 horror hosts that I was fans of, and I got to meet number 1, which was Count Gordeval. And this guy was one of the best hosts. He was also Captain 20 on Channel 20 out of WDCA in DC, Washington, D.C., because I grew up in Virginia. And this guy was the horror host on Saturday nights, and he was Captain 20. He had Vulcan ears every school day, before school and after school. He had cartoons, and he would host cartoons. And so we're going to have that on coming here hopefully in the next week. We'll probably broadcast it on a Wednesday. I will go live with it, so if anybody has any questions, you can ask, and I'll tell you what I know. But it'll be a fun episode. I love that guy. Dick Dizell, man, that guy's still going.
I know, right?
Yeah, he has his own channels on Roku. You can watch him on YouTube or go to his website and check him out. It's fucking badass.
Roku's hanging in there, right? They're getting like a more original content on Roku. Like,
well, I thought about creating a pop culture Minefield channel just for fucks and giggles, you know, and start putting some of our videos on there. I'm like, fuck it.
Roku, yeah.
Thank you, Steven.
I didn't see what did Steven do. Oh, okay. Oh, that's bad.
Oh man, the Rock.
Would you do me? I won't.
It's funny because
what did Dork Knightley get? I wonder.
He knows I don't mean it as harsh. It was good.
You know,
if you're not being shit on, people don't like you. That's my rule. If I'm shitting on you, that means
isn't that Germany's motto? Sorry.
You know,
no,
I think
that's invading Poland.
Oh,
I think what we can do is we can discuss really about David Zaslav. Now, I know Valiant has covered some of these things with Warner Brothers. Valiant, how would you describe David Zaslav personally?
I mean, from what I know about him, from all the public trades, you know, a lot of the news reports, his history at Discovery. This is a guy, he's a very, very smart businessman. I mean, this is somebody who knows how to make products that consumers want and do it at a very, very low cost. When everybody else has been out there for a long time, and you look at some of the big studios, right? You look at the Disneys and the Warner Brothers, you look at Universal and Paramount, and they're plotting away, spending $50-100 million on producing these big budget, you know, well-to-dos that they put on their streaming services. Meanwhile, David Zaslav is over there spending $10 million to shoot a season of Mountain Monsters. Okay, wow. A bunch of rednecks running around the foothills of West Virginia.
We're looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Non-scripted content,
Let me tell you exactly. And the show is funny. My son loves it. Renegade Jr. loves that show. Like, he knows it's all, you know, BS, and he realizes, but it's entertaining. It's just goofy fun, right? And it's got some excitement to it. It's simple. This is the kind of stuff that Zaslav loves to build because he's created a network of what, 15 or whatever channels it is in the Discovery family. Not only are they generating revenue from cable and satellite subscriptions for those network families, but they're also getting it on Discovery Plus, which the base model of Discovery Plus is $5 a month. Now, David Zaslav is making almost $11.50 a month on that $5 a month subscription. in total revenue because of the advertising that's on it. When people want to pay the $9 or $10 a month subscription for no ads, he's actually taking a pay cut on that. So he knows how to set this up. In terms of his influence so far that we have seen at Warner Media and AT&T and HBO Max, as far as this whole merger that's set to happen later this summer, which they're going to use a very, very sophisticated, complicated method of doing this. This is not very often used, just for everybody out there watching. It's called a reverse Morris trust. It's highly complex. I am not going to go into details here, but needless to say, the reason you do it is because you spend all the money to go through the complexities, because it is a huge tax savings if it's successful. So that's why they're going down this route. Now, we've already seen some influences on Warner Media's changes through David Zaslav, because I don't think it was any accident that they announced this merger that was coming up. It still has to go through the ringer of antitrust and all this stuff. And I think it's going to be pretty successful. John Stankey seems very confident in a guy, and John Stankey is the CEO of AT&T. He would not engage in this kind of activity if he didn't feel like we got a shot. This is going to happen, right? Because this costs tons of money.
Yeah.
But right after we saw that announcement happen with that 2-tier Discovery Plus system that they had, what happened with HBO Max? We got a second tier of HBO Max for the first time ever, right? Everybody had been paying $14.99 a month. No ads. This is what it costs to get HBO Max. Right. About a month after they announced this David Zaslav thing, where he's going to come in and basically take over the company after the reverse Morris trust, after all this stuff happens, HBO Max announces a $9.99 a month tier with ads.
Ad revenue.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that was absolutely unequivocally a David Zaslav inspired maneuver, right? So he's already in there front running a lot of these changes before this happens. Now, Mikey Sutton was in here earlier. You guys were talking about changes coming to Warner and all this. I agree. There's going to be a lot of changes coming. We have seen Jason Kilar, who is the head of Warner Media, has been going out, running around the last month or so, doing interviews with various big Hollywood publications, talking about, he's basically trying to sell himself. Like, hey, my idea, the whole popcorn or Project Popcorn, I think it was called, was a big success.
Project Popcorn, yeah.
Yeah, and this was the whole thing where the entire 2021 slate of Warner Media went to HBO Max day and date with theatrical releases. And a lot of people gave it flack, including this guy, right? And I still think a lot of it was a mistake. I think there were some things in there that they probably should have just shunted to HBO Max.
It was a mistake.
Because they were complete dog turds. Space Jam 2. So, things like
But it
that,
also lost them somebody important, though. I mean, they lost
there was a
Christopher
Space Jam
Nolan.
2?
Yeah, it was called LeBron Does Warner Brie Ads.
Yeah, yeah. It's called LeBron Sucks, and he'll never be Michael Jordan.
Oh, he got crying.
So
confirmed.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but the point is with all this is that this has been the changes we've seen coming. Kilar basically right now with all these interviews, what he's doing is trying to save his job, right? Because there's a lot of people. You mentioned Ann Sarnoff and all these. All these folks are sitting there wondering what's going to happen to me, when all this happens, and that's still up in the air. There's speculation, but there's been yet no confirmation. We're not going to see any kind of confirmation until this very intricate process is completed, and it's going to take a while to complete. It's going to take months.
Or
right?
Can I say a counter or to what Kilar? I mean, a good point you're making that Kilar is kind of pimping himself to save his job. Or he could be saying, I can move somewhere else.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, he's job shopping. Yeah.
That's what Emmerich did last year when he heard about the merger. Yeah.
Yes. You're totally correct. What Kilar is doing now is basically to say that his plan worked, right? And the idea is and that is also why that he released early, because AT&T is going to do their fourth quarter report next week. That's when it's coming. It's not out yet. But they front run the HBO Max subscriber numbers. So it was leaked, strategically leaked, that HBO Max basically finished out their fourth quarter with 73 million global subs.
Tommy Lee video.
Right.
So that's HBO Max plus broadcast HBO. They
Right, that's
combine.
everything in the till.
Yeah.
Right, everything in the till. So when Jason Kilar, ooh, that's some noise.
Somebody,
He's playing with his box again.
Sorry.
Oh, God damn.
Sorry.
So what Jason Kilar is trying to do is illustrate that, hey, look, I put our slate on HBO Max last year. Our subscribers exceeded expectations in terms of new subs. So, hey, look, I'm a genius. It may or may not, wind up being that he's kept around. I think there's probably slightly more chance at this point that he's not than he will be.
Yeah.
But he is, as you just said, he's basically job shopping as well. So he's trying to cover his bases. Yeah,
I totally agree with you from the laryngitis community. I think he is looking for work. I love cigarettes.
It sucks because like he could say it's a win, but then Christopher Nolan, like you said, they alluded to that Keith said that where you lost Christopher Nolan and Legendary decided to take their monster universe, that's Godzilla vs. King Kong, to Apple TV Plus instead of HBO Max after the fact that they did not want day and date release for Dune, GVK also, but especially Dune. They did not want that you be able to stream that.
And Legendary, that cost Warner Brothers a lot of money because Warner Brothers stroked a $225 million check to Legendary for GVK. There was no confirmation on what the amount was, as far as I can remember, for Dune, but you have to imagine it was at least that. Ari Emanuel, who is ahead of one of the big Hollywood talent agencies, Endeavor.
Can I
came out
quickly? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gary has lost internet and he's trying to get back in, Keith, and Zach's producers.
Okay.
Back to the urgency of the story. I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up.
No, that's totally fine, Stephen. No problem. No, what I was going to say was, but Ari Emanuel talked a few months ago at a Goldman Sachs conference that also was attended by Bob Chapek. This was where some big Disney news came out. This was going on around the same time as the whole Black Widow kerfuffle with the lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
And Ari Emanuel came out and said basically how happy he was with the Warner situation because his clients made a buttload of money, which by extension he did at Endeavor. And that was because Warner Media had to basically buy out the residual contracts, the back-end deals on a lot of these films, like Dune, like GVK, like all these movies they put out, because a lot of these high-level actors, directors, producers, a lot of their revenue is tied to box office performance.
Like
so
Will
if
Smith
you take
and
away the
Margot
box
Robbie.
office, right, you either have two options as Warner. You're either going to have your ass hauled into court, or you write a check and you make everybody happy and you keep the bad press out. So that's what they elected to do. So Kilar is at this point trying to say that, hey, look, my idea worked. Now, financially speaking, when you add in all of those big checks they had to stroke, yes, HBO Max maybe has outpaced their growth expectations for the year, but is it enough?
But box office, right? If you see No Way Home doing $1 billion without China, that's a slap in the face to your Matrix release, to all this.
I was just going to say that kind of blows their whole narrative.
Well,
yes, it does.
That's why it didn't make money.
No, look, I'm going to be very clear.
money.
I have done videos this whole year that I've been on YouTube since I started lamenting.
check that out too.
HBO's Warner Media's decision to go this route. I think this wholesale day and date release thing is a bucket of shit. Pardon my French. That being said, the point has been proven because what does Warner announce that they're doing in 2022? They're not doing that again. So they're being more selective. They're going to take some of the titles that they think would struggle and basically shunt them directly to streaming.
Like Batgirl.
And and the big titles that they know, and especially the ones that they have spent a buttload of money making, they're going to put them on, theatrical exclusive 45-day windows. Because you got to remember, anytime you produce these things, right, you have different rules of the game. And I'm not an expert in this. I have friends that are. I wish they were here. They could speak to this. But if you say that I'm going to make a big Hollywood theatrical release production and it's going to be a big blockbuster, a Batman, a Superman, an Iron Man, whatever, a big blockbuster, that comes with this price tag because you're doing theatrical releases. If I say that I'm going to make a show about Batman or Superman, but I'm going to put it on streaming or the CW, it comes with a much smaller price tag, right? So if you've committed early on to making a theatrical blockbuster release, you've already signed on for a certain price tag for that kind of movie. It's very difficult at that point to pull the ripcord and then just say, well, we'll throw it on streaming. Because if we made that decision from get-go, the prices would have been much smaller.
And that's what they did, right? Example, James Gunn, The Suicide Squad, over a $200 million budget, but only made $20 million opening weekend, right? Box office, right? That's a loss, right? That's not good. Now, shout out to Robert Meyer Burnett. He was on this channel before, Pop Culture Minefield, right?
I know Robert. Good guy.
And his sources said that it was Toby Emmerich's idea to do the Project Popcorn, same day and date release, theaters streaming at the same time. And Keelar took the bait. He's over Emmerich. He took Emmerich's idea and did it, and he's taking all the fallback. Keelar is. He may lose his job once his merger closes in about 3 months now.
They saw the lockdowns and the restrictions of the pandemic as a way to accelerate the plan that they wanted to put in place. It probably had a 5-year projection, but they saw the opportunity to accelerate the whole thing.
And they all did that. Pandemic's done that for a few things.
Yeah, there was a peer pressure element to that because all these streaming services did that. They saw that, and it's like, and I don't blame them. It's a good business decision, right? People are stuck at home. They're looking for stuff to do. They're looking for content to watch. So they all jumped in that game. It's just that Jason Kilar, Warner was unique in the sense that when they dropped Wonder Woman 84 in December, and they said, let's try this day and date shit, right? And they put it out on HBO Max and in the theaters at the same time. Now,
it was a garbage movie. I mean,
well, I was going to say, forget the fact for a second that the movie sucked, right? But jump the gun on me.
Sorry.
But no, you're absolutely right. And this is my point, is that Kilar's, in my opinion, and I've been in the financial industry now for almost 20 years, my opinion is that Kilar, when he came out at the same time, right? The same time that Wonder Woman 84 came out and announced to the world, hey, you know what? We're going to do this for all of 2021. What? And I mean, AMC, Regal, Cinemark, everybody came out the next day and went,
no, you're
okay, you know. So, I mean, all year long, and what I've been saying is, and when I cover the box office stuff on my channel, this is part of the problem. And people need to understand. When movies are released theatrically, theaters and theater exhibitioners, AMC, Regal, Cinemark, all these guys, they give these studios, these distribution companies terms based on the window, right? So if historically speaking, theaters, if you went to a theater and said, well, look, we want to put this in the theater, but we're going to put this out direct to video on our television channel or on DVD the same day, the theater would tell them, piss off. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to take it because theaters are very valuable real estate. They want to put movies in there that they can bring audiences
a lot of money
into.
tied to that. Yeah,
it is. So, you know, with Warner Brothers, they put Dune out there, they put GVK out there and all this, but they were co-releasing them day and date on HBO Max. I promise you that Warner Brothers, Jason Kilar, the whole distribution side, they were not getting the same terms as Sony.
Can I ask you a question?
You know,
can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Do you think Spider-Man No Way Home would have made over $1 billion as quickly as it did if they had the same strategy for it day and date on Disney Plus?
No.
Well, they wouldn't have put a day and date. There was no day and date because Disney doesn't own it.
Right. Well, I'm just saying if, like, hypothetically, like, there's
and
no way it would. I don't think it would have made.
No, they knew that was going to be a big hit.
I mean, it would have affected the box office, right? The problem that Warner Brothers has, like you was touching on, Valiant, is that it not only did Paramount Plus did the same thing, right? They did a few films, you know, day and date release. I think Peacock did it with Halloween Kills. I think.
Yep. I just got my my 4K in on that today.
They made nearly $60 million opening weekend. Halloween Kills. The problem with Warner Brothers and Kilar is that they didn't tell their talent before they decided to put it day and date release.
Yeah. No,
that's
where all the law
Will Smith and everyone.
Like Scarlett Johansson.
That's why I said earlier what I did, that Ari Emanuel from Endeavor was thrilled and he's saying this at the end of the day because he went home with 15 new Ferraris because he was thrilled with the Warner Brothers decision, because Warner Brothers basically had to stroke a check to his representation
Everybody
firm.
got paid.
Yeah, I mean, he represents all these actors. This agency had to get a big fat check to pay this out, because of the decision they made. So he was thrilled with it.
Valiant.
But that's
Why do you think they stuck? Why do you think they stuck to that? I understand, like, you make an announcement, the Keylar, end of 2020, saying 2021 slate, starting with Wonder Woman 84, which is really Christmas 2020. Why do you thought they had to stick to that the entire? Like, they literally could have did case by case, and I don't think no one would have been mad about that.
And that's where Disney was smarter, because they went into the year
streaming, but not 80K. That's theater.
So
theater.
That's what they should have done.
In a little bit of DC's defense, though, with Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and then the Suicide Squad Joker, and like now with the Flash, we're making Tim Burton
Joker.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like they're not struggling, like they don't mind telling concurrent stories in multiple universes with same characters. Like for example, and I don't know if I said this last week on this show or on Salty Nerd, but dude, now that they've introduced the multiverse with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I want to see Amazing Spider-Man 3, and I would love to see just one. Like, I don't need 3 of them. Just give me one old man Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Yeah, like that would be fucking dope.
Like
and they
Spider-Man,
and they can get away with it now because even DC's doing, like, we got the Robert Pattinson Batman, we got the Ben Affleck Batman, we've got the Michael Keaton Batman. So, like, it's always been that way in comics,
If you want to do that particular thing, what you're going to need to do is bring back Sam Raimi, because his formula for making those movies is correct, which is a formula that not a lot of filmmakers are doing in conjunction with a lot of their own comic book films. He is a guy that is a total, undisputed comic book fan.
They got Raimi though, right?
No, well, they got him from Doctor. They have him for Doctor Strange. Yeah, but not.
Yeah, they can bring it back.
Yeah, and they could, and I totally agree. Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 keep going back and forth for me for my favorite, not just Spider-Man movie, but superhero movie of all time.
Well, Spider-Man 2 will always be my favorite.
They always go back and forth with me, man. I don't know why.
I think they should bring Raimi back, and I think in order to do it, I think they would have Kevin Feige come in, because Feige was
Feige's going to be involved.
Feige was a producer from the very first Tobey Maguire movie.
Get rid of Avi Arad. They'll make a great.
Yeah,
contracts you can't get
after. I was going to say, just as a little bit of a prediction here, after the success of what we just saw, I think Sony would be absolutely stupid not to figure out a way to do that. Not to figure, and I don't know if they will do a separate Tobey Garfield movie. I think they'd have one with them together that I think could be cool. I think they could figure out a way to do that.
I think they could do, dude. You had the Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Comic books did it forever.
I was going to say the only issue is that again, and this goes back to cost benefit analysis, like we were talking before about. When you make a show, it's great, you can make it, but you got to have an audience to support what you spend on it, right? So can they do a Garfield and a Tobey movie separately and spend $150 million on each of them?
No.
I think they
the
could.
trick is to keep
I
it
think
under.
it's possible, but here's why I say that. Because if you put the two of them together in the same film, now from a legal standpoint, you're breaching the ownership of the MCU with the multiverse aspect, right? Because if you cross that line, now you have to get Marvel involved, and Marvel has to be cut back in on the pot.
Feige has to be involved.
I would think. If I'm one of Marvel's lawyers, I'm making that argument.
Okay, you know what? And we're making this argument. They did something mutually beneficial. That's why at the end of, I think it was Spider-Man, with the after credit scene with Venom, he left the piece of the symbiote behind, because the MCU is going to have their own version of Venom. Sony's got their own version of Venom.
That's the agreement.
Sony already has 2 versions of Spider-Man. They already have 2 versions.
Well, Sony still
thanks to
wholly
the
owns
MCU.
Venom.
And thanks to the MCU, now they've made them canon. So like I don't see why they couldn't have.
Well,
You got the Venom verse, you got the Toby verse, you got the
They
the
can, but
Garfield
that's
verse.
why they made the ending of the new Spider-Man movie the way they did, is because from a pure legal perspective, the story gave an out to both studios.
Exactly.
Clearly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sony can go off and make separate independent things using Tom Holland or whoever the hell they want.
Or even
Well,
like
they own
that's
the
how
right.
they're
Yeah.
getting away with Michael Keaton's Vulture. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
guarantee it, because that's not.
But anytime they cross back over, you know, if Marvel has to get involved with something, or if Sony has to get involved with, Sony had this set up, and they had this new deal with a 25% equity stake that Marvel took in the new Spider-Man film. Right? They put up 25% of the cost. They're going to get 25% of the grosses, or the net, at least from the theaters on the back end. You know, that's how this is going to work. And of course, on the, you know, right now where Spider-Man stands, you know, they're about to go into whoever they sell it to. If it's going to go to Netflix for 6 months, or if it's going to go somewhere else, somebody's going to pick it up. Somebody's going to probably pay. Holy crap! For that first 6 months, I'd be surprised if that contract wasn't 150 million plus for Spider-Man. And at this point, they're in pure profit because they probably, based on the box office, if they close out at 1.75 million globally with the breakdown between domestic and international, Sony's probably going to walk home at this point with around $200 million in profit. Okay, because they spent about $200 million producing this film. They spent another $250 million marketing it.
Yeah,
and that's according to Deadline. Okay, so they know.
Well, and again, that brings us back around to the whole HBO Max, and in the sense that while Jason Kilar did mess up in doing day and date, probably the biggest and best thing to come out of all of that was Zack Snyder's Justice League, which proved that if you have the right kind of product, something like HBO's success with HBO Max is possible. And it's the reason why I'm thinking that as soon as Zaslav takes over, as soon as that deal is done, before the ink is even dried, we're definitely going to hear about David Ayer's Suicide Squad. They have dropped enough hints. They have uploaded enough photos and enough sketches that we could be on the verge of seeing that repeated again. With how you got people walking around going, well, it's the same movie. I don't see any difference. And with some of the things that they put out there, it's like, I think there's going to be a big.
Oh, Air says a different movie, and it's already done. The film is ready to release.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all about cost-benefit analysis, like I said before. And I said several months ago when that Snyder Cut came out, and that was one of my earliest YouTube videos because it came out not long after I got started. I said, look, this is popular. We can see the numbers. HBO's bragging about how many people watch this. And I said simply this, for all the people fighting over, will they bring the Snyderverse back or will they not? I mean, look, for the Snyder fans out there, God bless you. I'm glad you're getting what you want. I really, truly am. This is the bottom line. If AT&T or Warner Media in this case specifically thinks that they can make money with it, they're going to do it. It all boils down to a matter of how much do we spend? Because if they think that, hey, we can make this and generate $200 million in value, then okay, then we can spend $100 million making a show or something like this and go big budget on a HBO Max series. If they think it's only worth maybe half of that, well, they're going to spend $50 million. So, I mean, it all depends on, you know, it's cost benefit.
Straight up business at this point. Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all any Hollywood stuff is.
Is it successful or not? That's all it comes down to.
It's if we think we can make money on it based on how much we spend, then we spend accordingly. And that's just it.
And that's the big change in Hollywood right now. It is all about how much you're spending, because we are spending a lot of money on marketing right now. That has been the biggest,
and that's not going down,
expenditure over the last 5 years, is how much more expensive marketing has become. And as that gets larger,
well, you know, the rule of thumb is that your marketing budget is about as much as your shooting budget.
It is now, but Gary, think about 10, 15 years ago. Think about 10, 15 years ago, though, when the rule of thumb was marketing was half. Like if you spent $100 million to produce a film, you were going to spend $50 million on marketing. Well, that's gone. That's out the window.
Yeah, that's
2018. The Nun the James Wan Conjuring series film. They spent James Wan did that movie for $22 million. I love that movie, by the way. $22 million on that movie. Anybody want to take a guess? And if you've watched my videos, don't spill the answer. They spent 90 million.
Are you serious?
Marketing. Yep.
Well, look.
Well, the marketing. Now the movie made almost 400 million worldwide. Okay, that's why.
Renegade. This is an area that Keith and I have talked about ad nauseum on our show. Is that you can make good quality films on lower budgets.
Yes.
And that the era of the big budget films is quickly dying because of COVID and the changing landscape of how we get our entertainment. Because theaters will not be the major source of how we see movies in the future. And if they don't see that, they're fucking blind. It's changing and evolving. And so therefore the budgets need to match that change.
Gary, is it fair to say go ahead, Valiant. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. I still think there's a number of films out there that will still be desired to be seen in the theater. I think there'll still be a good number of them.
Epic films, big budget films have to be seen.
Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Think about the number of films that came out, just the sheer number in 2019 compared to 1999. It vastly exploded the number of films every year, and that's been the problem. There's been an overglut of product being shoved into theaters. You know, where I think that's going to kind of come back down to a more nominal level as the next 10 years go on.
I don't buy I mean, I understand people looking at like the pandemic and everything, and are people showing up, but theaters are not dead. I think it killed the middle ground. I think you got the big budget films.
No, they're
like
never
going
to completely die.
But then you still have those smaller films like Halloween Kills and these Scream. This has low budget.
Those are the ones that do the best in the theaters.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. The middle ground's gone. You got your big budget, you got your small budget. Now, yes, those mid budgets are going to be straight to HBO Max, Disney Plus.
As long as we're not including Spider-Man No Way Home, because that kind of kills the curve.
That's big budget. That's my point.
That kills the curve.
We need to wrap up,
mid
guys.
Films are dead for theaters. Mid films are dead. Yeah. My face.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours, guys.
And I don't want to cut into the time for Friday Night Tights. Speaking of that, Tom and I Tom Connors and I are talking about possibly working on a schedule shift for our show that will work better with Friday Night Tights, possibly going in after them. We'll figure it out. But until then, I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad I got my internet back because I was terrified of how we were going to end our episode.
Yeah, what was going on?
I would have ended it, but
we're
again,
bump fucking
everybody.
I'm sorry, I was boring the shit out of everyone.
Hey, man, have you heard of like DirecTV's got like a satellite service? Because I used to live in a place called Tarkington, Texas, and I had high-speed internet, but it was through satellite. And it was
our problem is something else. It's a rental property that we've been living in since the fire, and it's got its own internet. We don't get to pick and choose the internet. Brett Cohen, another $3 super sticker. Thank you, sir. For you, sir, I will give you. I haven't played this one in a while. This is your thank you video.
You're just dumber than a bag of hammers.
In spirit.
Hey, can you just?
My screen went black.
Can you do?
It
did. I didn't see anything. It was black on mine too.
I didn't have anything.
You're just dumber than a bag of hammers.
There you go.
Oh, brother,
we got to wrap up before I lose internet again. And I want to thank our chat. It was great. Thanks for the super stickers and super chat. Mexican Iron Man.
Thanks. I got your joke like 10 minutes later, but okay.
You know what? I think, Sil, you need to come back, dude. Seriously. You and Valiant and Keith, you guys need to come back because I love.
This was a fun episode. Also, because Renegade, you're talking a language.
Yeah, we just got killed off. Yeah.
Shut the hell up, Steve.
Renegade, you're talking a language that Keith and I are into, the business aspect of it. So definitely would love to have you back on. Dork, we love having you on. Keith, I'm so glad to have you back. White Keith, I mean. Black Keith.
Yeah,
I'm
it's good to be
happy.
I'm multiverse Keith.
Yeah,
I'm from another.
We gotta
Fat
qualify
Steven
the white
Seagal is Keith and my partner in crime on this show. And of course, Deleted Scenes, who I'm guessing is still here.
I'm still here.
Oh, good. And I want to thank you guys. Sil, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I want you to be a regular panelist on here, dude. You're fucking awesome.
Sil, come on, man.
24/7. I'll get 24/7 on here, and then all of a sudden we'll start becoming the minority.
That was the whole time.
Question: what about the women? We're missing women. Besides, we have Deanna, but we need probably a lot more women.
Yes. So, Steven,
I'll
where
just
can we
bring some
see
from
you?
the club when we go live.
What?
At least it's not the
Never mind,
G4 chick
never mind.
anymore.
I think Gary just froze and lost internet. Oh wait, there he is.
Wait, that's a chick on G4?
I'm really trying to rush us through this, dude. Before I
All
do
right, you can
lose
find me.
internet.
I'm gonna be doing some ghost hunting or maybe some Rainbow Six Extraction. It's free on Game Pass. Come on over to my channels. Drop me a sub. We're getting close to 1,800.
I swear to
and
God, Fat Steven Seagal is on YouTube 24/7 because I get notifications for you all the time, bro.
I know. I don't know when he's.
And you're just always playing video
100,000
games.
100,000 live stream minutes in 2021.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There you go. Thank you,
That's
Steven.
up
So,
there,
where
buddy.
can we find you at?
Yes, it's Still Abdul Inc. on YouTube. Mikey is on my show every Tuesday and Wednesday. He's committed to Tuesdays and Wednesdays live streams. We're doing clips together. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We're talking hardcore DC, but then we watch other stuff, right? We watch Marvel. We watch Star Wars. So just come from that lens, hardcore
Bro, you need
DC, and then we go through the world.
Send me
through that.
your channel, please, in the private chat, because I want to follow you.
Definitely. Actually, it's in the chat right
I'm
now.
the
Zach
bushes.
threw it up there. And on YouTube, I'm sorry, on Twitter as well.
Hey man, I don't know if you realize it or not, but I've been drinking a lot. Just
it came across. Yeah.
Well, now you're on camera. Where can we find you? Have you launched your channel yet?
You can find me at the local liquor store.
No, I am not. Look, I am being stubborn about this channel thing. It's been 13 years. No, why would I start one now?
Yeah,
I just like
you got all your friends to leech off of. It's perfect.
yeah, it is right. You know, I get my fix. You know, they make their
Get your
money.
fix.
You
There
know,
you go,
it's
buddy.
like, yeah. But at Dork Night LV, I was gonna point, but my lower third's not up. What'd you do with it?
I just subbed to Zax. We need 2 more subs for Zax to hit 100. Let's do it.
There it goes, right there at Dork
Ah,
Night
there it
LV.
is. Yeah, right there on all the
It
socials.
disappears when I
That's-
add a
yeah.
chat or if
Oh,
Kyle
okay.
does.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
let's go.
thank you.
Valiant.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. Oh well. Thanks for having me on again, guys. It's fun as always. I've really come to enjoy these on a Friday afternoon. It's a good end to the week. Have a blast with y'all. So, yeah, for anybody out there wants some more, exposure to the business and financial side of Hollywood and entertainment, you can check out the channel, Valiant Renegade on YouTube, Valiant with 2 L's, Valiant Renegade on Twitter as well. This week I did a piece on the economics of Disney theme parks, how they, all this discussion about prices going up and things like that. And then this morning I did one on the Netflix quarterly report, the subscribers. And then, of course, Netflix had a terrible day on the stock market, which I thought was a bunch of bullshit. So, any case, little out of character for my normal YouTube videos while Steven makes sound effects in the background. And
Valiant, we got a collab, man. I like that business side of it. I'm incorporating that for more DC.
yeah,
but
YouTube did not like the last 2 videos I did because they were out of kilter. However, I will say I have one coming tomorrow. If anybody has seen Doomcock's video that he put out earlier today with some news that he got regarding Jon Favreau and potentially a new position that he might helm at Walt Disney Studios.
Yeah, we saw.
Something I was talking to WDW Pro about 3 or 4 days ago this week. Was waiting on Doom.
Well, this falls into what we were talking about earlier too, which is we don't know exactly with this new contract what Kathleen's job is, and this could be the vacuum that we're looking for Favreau to fill.
For the record, you guys were the ones saying we got to go, and you keep bringing up new shit, and it's not.
I know.
I was just going to simply
Not bad.
say I'll be
Right?
doing a more in-depth video on that tomorrow, and that's it. Good to see you.
Well, look,
Valiant.
hey, you
How
should
can I
have Keith
reach
on
you,
Valiant.
Valiant?
Invite
Do I
Keith
just
on.
can't-
The 2 of you talking business would be great.
Dude, no. You need to get him with
on your
Kadish.
video?
We'll have to do that. Cameron and I are going to do that video tonight, but definitely Keith. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Are you
All right.
into a
All right, White
Keith?
Okay, you're back.
I'm back. It's been a while. It's good to be back. Good to see
Zach
all of
crossed
you.
100 subs. I'm sorry. Sorry about
So
that.
white.
White.
Nice. Good go,
White
Zach.
Keith.
My channel is Geek Time TV. Been around about a year or so. Yeah, we just do weird stuff, anything from comics to football
Porn.
to movies to whatever.
Porn.
And you can find us on the socials at Geek Time Net.
I'm only interested if it's like Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Outstanding, Geek. Thank you for coming in, man.
It was great to be back.
I've really missed you, man.
I missed
Deleted
you guys.
Scene. Where can we find you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter at the deleted_scenes1. I'm going to be joining Troy Pacelli on his channel tonight during Friday Night Last Call. We are going to be talking about the David Lynch film Mulholland Drive.
Nice.
Great movie.
I am going to be co-hosting once again, along with Matt Allen over on his channel, Bud Boy Productions, and that's our Saturday serial show, and we're going to recap the week in entertainment news. I'm going to be joining Rambling Canuck for karaoke Saturday night. And I am going to be on Jedi Bill's 797's channel, and we are going to be watching The Searchers, the classic John Wayne film.
Outstanding.
Very
Outstanding.
cool.
One of my favorite
Very
films
diverse.
of all time.
Yeah, very diverse.
All right. With that, we're pretty much done. I want to thank the chat and all the super chats and stickers. Any support you give. Speaking of support, here's our little advertisement for the show. Please become a member. Yay! Here you go. And of course, we'll have a claim against
I gotta
that.
make one of those.
And they were too cheap to use the real Benny Hill music. So
No, we tried to use it. Got a claim. Use that one because it's the same song. Didn't get claimed, and then boom, got claimed again. So we're gonna change that for another song. I get so tired of these claims.
Gary, thank you for putting me in the early days video there.
Oh yeah, well you were here.
Hey, Valiant, can you do me a favor and send me your link too?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, man.
We're still live. So
I'm glad you said yes.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
This is
No,
our-
we're not. We're
Yes,
not
we
live.
are.
yes, we are. We are still live.
Oh, we are?
Red
Yeah,
button
we're
in the
still
top.
Not
Still
done with the
live.
credits. So you need to stick around for.
Oh,
after
this
the
is
credits.
bonus content for your Patreons. You know.
No, we don't have
Yeah.
an ad before the
Thank you,
Valiant
Patreon.
hasn't realized
Normally, I
that
try to do it
ADHD.
halfway through the show, but never got a chance because it was such a good show of talking that I didn't get to do the ad. But I want to go and do our outro. Everybody, stick around in the video. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Our next video for members only will be released for you guys first, and then to the public a week later, which will be the Dick Dizell video. With that, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank our amazing panel, and thank you, Mikey Sutton, for being here. And my wife, who's out shopping right now. Everybody.
Oh,
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show,
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
We're still live.
try that
I
again.
know. Hold on.
hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Remember, you can find us at Pop Culture Minefield on both Facebook and Instagram. Thank you again.